Get all your residential concrete projects done the right way with the most trusted company in town. Serving Lorain County and surrounding areas, Affordable Concrete Solutions is here for all your concrete needs. Providing concrete maintenance, washing, and sealing, decorative stamped concrete, driveway and sidewalk concrete removal, concrete flat work, and much more. We pride ourselves in offering the best concrete services possible and are backed by years of experience and a history of excellent service. It's our ultimate goal to provide each and every client with the highest quality of workmanship, professionalism, and efficiency while emphasizing exceptional customer service. We design, install, and maintain all concrete. Whatever your concrete needs, let ACS be your answer. Contact us today for your free estimate.
Today, we're going to talk about how the Browns have the best white helmets in not only the AFC North, in all of the NFL.
We're going to talk about some more NFL news, some specifically about running backs. Are they undervalued?
And we're going to talk about what a fucking idiot Perion Winfrey is. All that and more tonight on Talking About Balls.
Cleveland! This is for you! Talking about balls.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talking About Balls. I am Justin George, joined as always by Timbuktu and Kyle Price. Gentlemen, how are we?
It's been 2 weeks, my friend. We are back.
It's been a long 2 weeks. I'm not going to lie to you. Those breaks feel good. We set our date. We have our plan coordinated now for when we go back to full time. I'm not telling anybody yet. We'll talk about that maybe in 2 weeks, but we do know when we're going to be coming back to weekly for the NFL season. So, Tim, how are you?
I'm terrible.
Are you? All right.
I just want a nap.
You know, luckily, we wrap the show up pretty punctually at 9 o'clock. You'll be home and in bed soon, buddy.
No, I'm good. I'm actually great. I'm great. Got a new job, so.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
We're at
CFNA.
CFNA.
WTF is that?
Can find niggas anywhere. No,
You're a bounty hunter.
No, that's what I do for a living. Just kidding.
It's the credit card company for Bridgestone.
Oh, okay, nice.
Oh, hey, I have workers that go there all the time. I have workers that work in the kitchen that's there.
Okay, dope.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you told me about this a couple weeks ago. You said you got the job there, right?
Yep.
Yeah, awesome. Congratulations.
Is it over
man.
here
You
by
like
the
it?
IX Center area? Is that where it's at?
Yep.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh, I'm gonna tell the workers to make sure they give me extra food.
I mean,
yeah, people already.
you better take advantage of all the perks.
Absolutely, man.
If you're watching right now, I ask that you watch on YouTube. That's my new thing. I want to push us and promote us on YouTube. So the one good thing about watching on YouTube is you can exit out of the app. I'm doing it right now. I am scrolling my phone while the show plays at the bottom. You can do everything. It's fucking awesome. You see that? So you should do that too. So watch us on YouTube because YouTube actually eventually pays you money. So the more people that watch us, maybe we get a following and then there's money to be made.
Redline Media Group, or you can go to Timbuktu Production.
Correct. Check it out on any of those and bring in the views. Let's do it. I got a pretty good show today. Unfortunately, we don't get to talk about golf to start off because I didn't really do much golfing over the last 2 weeks. I'm kind of disappointed in myself.
Now that I think about it, I have not golfed in almost a week and a half as well because I was out of town last week for work, and I've been busy this week with work as well. I just haven't had time to get out and do anything.
I've yet to golf on a work day, like after work. So far, I only golfed in the mornings on off days, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday before the 4th of July. So I'm thinking tomorrow I might try to go to a course.
Nice.
I already told Tara to start looking into tee times. I invited Kyle, but he's going to a country concert.
Gotta get my cowboy on, man. Go out there with my Daisy Dukes.
He must have lost a bet or something. I don't understand it, but he's going to a country concert. Dave checking in. Oh, he's on YouTube. I love seeing the little red spot there. I love it.
Look at that.
But yeah, no, I didn't get a chance to golf. However, I did get my new driver. And
you've gotten a lot of new stuff lately. I'm
because I started off with a set that I got when I was no bullshit in 7th grade, I think.
Okay.
So I've kind of outgrown it. I'm 6'4". For those of you that don't know me, I'm relatively tall. And a set that I got as a middle schooler, lo and behold, doesn't fit me too well. So I wasn't having a good time.
A lot of extra bending over for those clubs.
Yeah, and that's not my thing if you know me. So And then my uncle gave me his clubs, but they were only irons and a couple hybrids because he said he didn't have a driver. So I bought a cheap driver off secondswing.com. I got like a Nike 20-year-old driver
Sure.
just because I wanted a Nike club. I didn't know anything about golf. So I'm like, oh, let me get Nike. Turns out I got a stiff shaft.
That's,
golf reference.
That's what she said.
I don't have a stiff shaft right now, but for golf terms, that's what I got.
Is this? I mean, is a stiff shaft good for you? Oh no, you had a. Stiff
I hated
shaft.
it. I hated it.
Okay. So you went to a regular. Okay,
I couldn't get the ball to fucking lift. I was Googling. I'm watching videos. I'm like, the fucking ball just is. I'm hitting piss missiles, dude. They're just straight down. No, I won't even say straight. They were hooking. They were just fucking no lift. So I Googled what's a good driver for beginners, and the number one on most websites is the one that I got. It's a Cleveland hybrid, or not hybrid. I'm sorry, Cleveland Turbo HB.
Regular shaft, right?
Yeah, it's a flex shaft. Yeah. So I got a flex shaft, and I took it
your shaft
immediately. I got it last Thursday. It arrived as soon as I got home from work. I grabbed it. I went right to the fucking driving range, and I hit 100 balls. Almost, probably, I'd say 80 of them were with my driver. I didn't want to put it down. And overall, I've never hit the ball that well in my life.
But you haven't taken to the range. You haven't taken.
I haven't gone to a course yet. No.
So that's always been a mind fuck of mine, and not to. It's like I go to the range because I live right up there, where I live at. So if you take a left, take a right into my development, you go past that.
Yeah, you drive right by it.
So I go up there a lot just to hit balls, and I was up there with my new driver that I got because I got a new driver too, and just to try it out, and I loved it. So, but I know in the past,
shaft?
I'll hit. Mine's a regular shaft. But I'll go up there and I'll do well. Then I'll go to the golf course like a day later and be like, fucking first swing. It's like, bang, fucking slice it right or something, It's like, God damn it. So
for me, at least, I mean, it's not a good thing, but I was
mid-level expectations.
I was very consistent with my shittiness with my driver. Because not only would I do really bad driving on the course, I would go into the driving range and I also couldn't drive.
Good.
And it was to the point where Tara stood across from me, like she was a golf coach, and she's watching my form and she's watching my swing, and she literally stopped. She goes, I really don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know why it's not going. Like, she's like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm like, that's the worst fucking advice I've ever gotten in my life.
How flexible your shaft is.
No,
Great coaching, Tara.
That one was the stiff one. So I was doing horribly with like wherever I was, whether it was on the course, driving range, whatever. I was doing awful. So there's a new club. I went by myself and I was fucking killing it. Like, I literally was like, it felt like I was in a home run derby. I've never seen the ball go that high, and I was like admiring it. And I'm like, oh my God. And it would just go down. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, I didn't know I could do that.
So my only bit of advice is, how are you hitting your irons?
Surprisingly, not bad. I did use a few irons at the driving range the other day. I try out my irons all the time, and I got that thing in my backyard. So I'm not terrible with my irons.
So I would suggest, my only suggestion is, because I've done this, is I was not hitting my irons well before. And I swapped out a couple like key irons to hybrids to the same thing. So, hybrids just have the fatter bottom to them.
Yeah.
So, and they're easier to hit, but they have the same kind of distance. There's
it is very sexual to talk about golf, Tim.
I know
those fat bottom girls.
It's got a fat head. It's a stiff shaft.
Stiff shaft. A nice grip to it.
Put a couple balls in your pocket.
The head gets dirty a little bit sometimes. You got to clean it off.
Or you leave them dirty. And there's a ball washer on almost every hole. You can go wash your balls.
So I swapped out the 9 and the 5 iron and swapped them with hybrids in the same.
Why not the 6 and the 9?
Well, and that way, because those are the clubs I found myself using more, right?
Yeah.
Because depending on distance, right? And it just gave me more comfort and confidence in hitting those balls. So on Amazon, I only suggest this because Amazon got like the Lorenzo whatever type clubs. They're like $39 for a hybrid. So you can get like a 9 hybrid and like a whatever for like $70.
So I have a 3 and a 5 hybrid. And then I've got every iron.
Okay. So, I mean, whatever iron you end up finding yourself.
Me personally, I'm bad with the hybrids.
Yeah.
So I tried them a few times, and then I took them out of my bag entirely.
Okay.
And then I took them back with me to the driving range last time, and I tried them, and I was actually doing okay with them.
Okay.
So
yeah, I've always found, at least me, personal preference, more comfortable hitting the hybrids, but it's a personal preference. If you're hitting irons perfect, go for it. Then.
I mean, I'm still easing myself into everything and figuring it all out, but definitely good advice. What's up, Dave? Definitely golf, dude. I told you, it's a good hobby. I mean, you've seen guys on the golf course. You don't have to be in shape to golf. John Daly,
Kyle Price.
Yeah, not more like professionals, but like, no. I mean, obviously, golf is more of like a leisurely, fun activity. So, yeah, give it a shot, Dave. Honestly, check it out. It's a good time. But yeah, no, I didn't get to golf. I'm trying to golf tomorrow after work. Tara's going to be with you golfing on Saturday in the MGA, so I have nothing to do. So I might try to go get 9 in. Upon further review, North Olmsted Golf Course, no carts.
They do. I just drove by the other day.
No, I looked it up.
I know you talked about this last time. I literally drove by it today. There's golf
Yeah.
carts on that course.
They don't even offer you to get them.
I know, but you can go there and pay for it while you're there.
You can't like book it in advance.
No, I mean you can book your tee time and just pay the extra cart fee. So when you get
Right,
there,
but like when you book it, it only lets you book for walking.
yeah, all you're doing is reserving a spot.
But it makes you pay extra to rent the walking cart.
When you online,
Yeah, they don't even offer a cart.
I just call them and book a tee time, and then I
Mhm.
pay for the cart when you get there.
I've never seen a cart there.
So when I drove by it yesterday, literally there's a golf cart on that course.
I drove by yesterday too. We went to Crocker Park, and on my way home, I looked.
You on 480?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
and that hole right there by 480
Yeah.
by like the North Olmsted
Yeah.
exit, there was 2 people with their carts, like the walking carts.
I saw a golf cart there.
I haven't seen one. Everyone
I
told
will
me that
take-
they don't do it
I will take a picture. They do have
because I want to go there, but I'm like, I don't want to walk.
because
So
we just golfed there. Not even last year, possibly maybe the year
They
before.
don't wanna walk
They
by
have
the
golf carts.
the one cool thing is I looked at the map, and all the holes are like, I mean, it would suck to walk. Don't get me wrong. I'm lazy as fuck, so I don't want to do that. But maybe I'll risk it. Maybe I'll try to go there on Saturday morning just because. Maybe
why
there
don't you
will-
Are
just
you gonna
call?
risk
Just
it
call.
for the biscuit?
I'm not a calling guy. I'm gonna show up and fucking see how it goes.
I feel like I should call right now while we're live and just
Do
ask
it.
the
Do it on
question.
air.
All right, I'm gonna do it right now.
Do you guys have cards?
Because
I'll keep going here.
yeah, hold on.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out because I even asked my buddy Steve. My buddy Steve who's on the show. I'm like, hey, Doug, North Olmsted Golf Course. Did they have golf carts? And he was like, no. So I don't know. I don't know what to believe anymore. My whole life is a lie. We're gonna find out. I've never seen a cart. Yesterday I
You
saw.
didn't like golf, so
That's
your whole
true.
life
So I
is-
don't know what I'm talking about.
I could have sworn I saw one the other day. I'm like,
We're gonna find. Hopefully they agree to be on the show. Do you have to sign any paperwork or anything?
Hey, Bill, I was just online trying to book a tee time, and I noticed they're only offering walking carts, but I've seen golf carts before in your course. Do you guys have golf carts?
So we don't put them online just because sometimes we get rid of them, and if it's raining and we take them out and someone prepaid, we don't like doing like a ton of refunds. So
Okay, that makes sense. I thought so. I just wanted to call and double check because my wife's trying to book a tee time.
When you get here.
Perfect. All right. My wife's trying to call around and she's like, it doesn't offer it online. So I will go ahead and let her know and we'll call back and maybe book a tea time online. I appreciate it.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
For tonight,
No. This would be for like this weekend. Yeah. We were just kind of calling around and she's like, I don't think they have golf carts. Let me call. Perfect. Thank you so much. Bye.
You're Kyle's wife.
That is really bad advertising on their part,
Yeah.
though, because that truthfully makes me not go there. I would have gone there last week.
Yeah.
Because Tara worked last Thursday evening, and when I got the new driver, I was gonna go golf somewhere. So I was gonna go to North Olmsted, but I'm like, I don't want to walk, and their website doesn't show anything about fucking carts. So I'm like, well, I'm not going there. So it looks like maybe I'll swing by there on Saturday.
Boom. Problem solved.
Beautiful.
Live on air.
I don't like making phone calls. I'm a wing it kind of guy. I show up and I go, what the fuck? What are we doing? I was willing to walk, so
Now you know.
I'm happy I don't have to.
And actually, you know
Um,
what? Now this is beneficial because you like that course. And if I get a free time sometime next week, and you
That's
wanna
not
do it
far
again,
from you either.
I'll go there and meet you there. But no, you'll like the course because
Let
it's
me
short
know. So if I could come, I'm gonna drive the cart for y'all.
and you can make mistakes in that course.
Maybe
too,
we
so.
can. Maybe we like it so much that that's going to be our official Talking About Balls, unofficial
Could be.
golf outing.
We talked about
course.
We talked about using that course as a 3-club challenge. So
Mhm. so
everyone,
you're only allowed to bring one
Yeah, so-
iron.
you bring whatever you want to, any club you want to. That's a
Okay.
challenge, right? So you don't want to bring a putter because that just takes up a bag. So you want to take a club that you can use as a putter, but also
Okay.
use in the course. So like a hybrid, right? Like
Mhm.
a high wood because you can use those to putt too. But I would take that. I would take like a 52 degree, and I'd probably take I don't know, like a middle iron or whatever, right? Because that'd get you up and down the course, okay. But we're going to use that because you can golf and go back around and do it again if you wanted to.
Yeah,
So, but no, you'll like the course. So I hope you go there and try it out.
yeah. Maybe I'll book one for Saturday morning. Then that changes everything because not being able to drive a cart was the whole reason where I'm like, nope, not going.
Well, good. Now we know you can, and there you go.
Beautiful. That's such fucking horrible advertising though. Like that probably
And
prevents so many people from going
I
there.
love the fact that he just gave the reason like live on the phone. I was like, well, we don't do it because we want people to get their money back.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
yeah. So
And they also said we might sell them.
we're gonna have to cut that one day.
That's okay. No one's watching from there.
But no,
anyways,
that's
so-
awesome. Yeah, maybe I'll go there on Sunday or on a Saturday morning.
But yeah, you were totally my wife in that scenario. So
I'm okay with that. I'm very prissy like a woman anyway, so I don't care.
I can't believe you just wouldn't call.
No, I don't do it. I don't call. If you're
You
fucking
probably were gonna make Tara call.
like,
weren't
I
you?
want to go. No, I was just never gonna go there.
Uh,
I want to go to Meadowood also in Westlake, and they don't let you book online. So I'm like, fuck, I'm probably never gonna golf there either. 'cause-
calling.
no,
fuck on
I'm-
the
I don't
fucking
want to.
phone.
I don't want to because
Oh my
then in
God.
my head I want to be able to look through and be like, okay, the tee time's here. I can see how many they have available. If I'm going to be booked up with it like a random or whatever, So if I have to call, I'm just like, hey, do you have a tee time? And they're gonna have to list me off what they have, and then I have to pick one. It's a whole fucking to do. I don't like that. I like to be online.
It's like the movie theater.
All you do is
Yeah,
you
I don't
call-
want to call fucking movie phone and buy my tickets. I just want to look online.
All you do is you call in and say, look, I'm looking to book a tea time around 7 o'clock in the morning. And they'll be like, look, earliest we have is 8 o'clock. So now, boom, now you know. Then you can go from there. Make your decision. Come on, man. You got this.
Internet.
Too much work.
It's the digital age, dude. What the fuck do you mean call somebody? My phone shouldn't even have an option to make phone calls at this point, if I'm being honest. Well, we'll see what happens.
Thought we weren't going to talk about golf, and we're 30 minutes in.
We're talking about how I refuse to call places to golf. That's all we're talking about.
In July?
In July.
It is fucking warm today too, by the way.
Oh god, it's so fucking hot.
I was gonna go out and swing in my backyard because I got that practice net, but I was like, it's too fucking hot.
You have me contemplating trying to buy one of those now.
I got it on Prime Day. It was like $65.
I'm like sitting there thinking, I'm like, that chipping thing that has little pockets. I'm like, that'd be really fun to do.
Yeah, we were doing that. Tara was hitting a couple in. We actually have the.
Are you using golf balls or like plastic?
No, real ones.
Okay.
Yeah. Tara actually has some colored balls, so she has a blue,
sure she does,
an orange,
She got colored balls
and a yellow. So it's actually the color of the holes.
So many sexual innuendos.
I told you, dude, golf is just a horny sport.
So
it
got
really
a pink
is.
Ball?
She's got every color ball you could think of. She's got them jarred up, pickled. But the holes on that target are yellow, red, blue.
Okay.
So we try to get that color into that hole.
Got
So
it.
like we make a little game out of it.
I bet you
Yeah, we try to put colored balls into holes.
so you haven't
in July.
You haven't swung
You
full.
sound like the one guy
speed.
that let the black guy fuck his girl.
I am not a cuck, Tim.
Adam 22.
Oh yeah, I heard about
He
that.
picks the worst fucking guy to have sex with your wife, by the way.
Yeah, that dude, like his life is over after that. There's no coming back from that.
That guy's made to destroy women, and
Yeah, like, that's what he's known for.
He picks him to do it. She ain't coming back.
And he's gonna act like, no, it's totally cool. Our marriage is gonna be fine.
Strongest you've ever been before. Now he's online, he's yelling at this guy, like, I could ruin you. I'm gonna ruin your name. Like, yeah, I don't think he cares.
Yeah, this dude's got a huge fucking horse cock. I don't think you're gonna ruin him.
And a shit ton of money for all the porn he's made.
Yeah, literally his job is to fuck hot chicks all day. Yeah, I'm sure you're gonna really fuck his life up. The poor fella. He might not be able to do threesomes anymore. He might only have to fuck one at a time. What a poor guy. I think I cut you off. You were saying something?
No, I was gonna. No, I don't.
We were talking about the chipping game.
Yeah, I
that
was
we
gonna
play in our
ask you.
backyard.
I was gonna say, do you not have? Have you not swung full speed on the?
No, I haven't. Damn right. Lee knows. What's up, Ebony?
What's up, Ebony?
I hope you guys are doing well.
Ebony.
I miss Grape. Has this show started? I haven't seen any notifications or anything.
I don't know.
I keep looking because I know it's Tuesday. It's supposed to be Tuesdays at 6:30, but I haven't seen it yet. So I'm keeping a lookout for it. Oh, we got our first spam. Spam. Love it. We have a good stream, 100 viewers for only 50 cents, I think.
Damn, you think people be smarter? All this AI out there now.
That's actually not a bad deal. 50 cents for 100 viewers. Let's cut that down. I'll work with you. Give me 200 for 25 cents, and we'll talk.
What kind of deal?
Maybe
I'll send a check tomorrow.
Bring it back. I negotiate on here.
I'll send a check out tomorrow.
We're negotiators. We don't take the first offer. Tim, you said in July, that got me thinking about when we did that back in Black History Month. And there's
Black History Month.
There's a movie that I watched that thank God didn't come out in Black History Month because I have nothing but bad things to say about it. And it's not out yet. I watched it on an illegal streaming site, or I'm sorry, a very legal streaming site. I watched The Blackening. Have you seen that?
I want to watch it. Is it funny? No, not funny.
It was one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Oh no.
What was it?
Oh no,
Do you know about it yet?
Seen the trailer for this?
I don't watch TV.
So it's kind of like Scary Movie. It's like a spoof horror movie. It's about, first off, this is a real fucking premise of this movie. I'm not even fucking with you. This group of black people, they all rent a cabin for Juneteenth to have a big party and hang out. Yeah, exactly.
It's off on the right foot. All right.
So they all get together and they go to this cabin. When they get to the cabin, there's a sealed off room or a locked door that opens up. And there's a board game in there called The Blackening, and they have to play it. And the game,
Jumanji.
Yes, but it is to find out who is the blackest of them all, and it asks questions like,
August 1st.
August 1st, perfect. Can't wait to watch it, Ebony.
Did you say who's the blackest of us
I won't
all?
be
That's
able to
honestly
watch
it.
it when it shows, but maybe afterwards.
Yeah, you got your own thing going on Tuesday nights.
Absolutely.
So they ask questions of like, the one is like, how many black people were on the show Friends, and they're all going around the room, and they're like, you have 2 minutes to answer it, and they're going around and they're like, no, I remember this guy was
like
in an
one.
episode, this guy was in an episode, and then they're like, I don't know what the answer is, and then they guess, and they're like 4 people, and they're like, wrong. The answer is, I'm black. I don't watch Friends. That's what it wanted him to say. It's like that was truly the only reason I remember that because that was the funniest part of the whole movie.
I watch Friends.
But everything else was like, it was super racist. And I mean that like against black or against white people. Like everything was just like, oh yeah, these damn white folks over here. Like everything was just so negative against white people. And it was just very like
Did you laugh at all?
at the Friends joke. And I don't watch Friends either. So that's why I really liked it.
I'm offended. I love Friends.
Friends is amazing. I'll be there for
I'm very
you.
familiar with the show. I'm a Seinfeld guy. I never watched Friends personally, but
That's when I stopped watching TV.
Tim, The Office, Seinfeld, or Friends? Rank them.
The Office, number 1.
Yeah.
I'll see
For
you guys
me-
later.
For me,
No, I'm just
Friends.
kidding.
For me, Friends 2, and then Seinfeld.
What? Dave, can I put in a request for a new producer? And I'm just kidding.
And his name is.
I am a no question Seinfeld. Yeah, no. Dave, I retract my statement. Cut that. Cut it.
Oh shit.
But no, I love Seinfeld's my number 1 show of all time. I love that show.
It's a great show. It just doesn't sound number 1.
It's so much better than Seinfeld.
Whoop-a, dude.
Seinfeld didn't have multiple seasons where Jerry Seinfeld wasn't on the show. The main reason people watched.
People only.
People didn't mainly watch for Michael.
When he left, that show is trash, garbage,
I don't know.
hot garbage.
Jim and Dwight carried it for a half a season there.
Everybody's character completely changed. Like Andy got dumber. Dwight turned
Oh,
into
Who
like
the-
I hate Andy. He's the worst character in television history, in my opinion.
They absolutely ruined it by putting Andy in charge.
They fucked up.
Well, because Ed Helms was so popular at the time.
Which I don't understand. I read a thing. I think we talked about it before that
because
they
he's coming off
actually,
the Hangover thing. That's
Yeah.
why.
but they actually had discussed potentially giving him a spin-off of The Office as
Oh,
Andy.
God.
No soup for you.
I'm not kidding.
Well, you saw that they were doing a new type of
The Australian office,
The Australian
yeah,
one.
with all women, right, or something
Yeah,
like that.
right.
because that always works out, right?
Yeah, no, it's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be like that Ghostbusters show, or movie. Seinfeld's the best show of all time. Everybody, I don't care what anybody says. Ebony, I'm talking to you. It's a great show.
It's okay to be wrong
it's
sometimes.
a big difference between being canceled and number 1. I mean, I don't disagree that Seinfeld's a great show.
Who got canceled? He walked away from a lot of money. He didn't get canceled.
that was actually his statement that I said.
Oh.
Big difference between being canceled and being number 1.
Yeah, exactly. He went out on top. That dude could have kept going for fucking goddamn. He would have been making like 20 million a year.
Half his whatever co-host or co-stars by not sticking around for another season.
I mean, I'm sure everybody wanted to keep going, but
Because of
he
the
was
money
like,
they were
"Nah, I'm
making?
done." Yeah, because I mean, what have any of them really done since then? Julia Louis-Dreyfus had a pretty good career. She went on to do a couple
What
TV
has
shows.
any of them done? I mean, geez, she killed it in Vice.
Vice was Veep.
Veep, sorry, not Veep.
Veep was
Vice.
great. Like she's done some shit, but she also comes from money. Like her dad was a billionaire, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken. Jason Alexander kind of went on to do like side roles, didn't really get anything big.
Kramer had a stellar
then-
comedian career.
And then Kramer was one of the best comics, especially in Black America, that I've ever seen.
He was definitely my nigga.
I will say he was a good comedian until he fucking lost it. Like he actually was really funny, and then he fucked it all up. But
Did you watch?
Um,
I assume you've watched Riding with
Comedians in Cars with
yeah.
Coffee, yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen that episode with him. I've
I
seen
mean,
them all.
you've
It's
seen
pretty
them
good.
all, right?
Yeah.
It's a pretty good show.
Are you familiar with Wale?
Yeah, the rapper.
Yes.
Yeah.
He has an album.
Wall-E, like the cartoon from Disney with the robot.
Wow.
He's got like multiple albums with like he uses Seinfeld clips.
Yes.
Yeah.
But my favorite mixtape is called the mixtape about nothing.
Mhm.
And it's or more about nothing. My bad. And yeah, he definitely uses a million clips, and that mixtape is amazing. Probably my number 1.
Yeah, it's great because it has Seinfeld in it. I don't even like rap that much,
So-
but I listen to it because it's got Seinfeld.
So would you not
Who
rank Mike?
doesn't want to wear the ribbon?
Would
That's a
you-
great quote.
So wouldn't you rank Michael Scott as one of the best TV characters of all time, though?
Absolutely, he's
Above Seinfeld?
I mean, Seinfeld.
That's what she said.
It's for me. He's not above Kramer. He's not
You don't
above
think
George
Michael Scott's
Costanza.
above Kramer?
No, Kramer's the funniest.
Ooh.
Kramer's the funniest
Ooh.
character of all time. When he walks into a
Wow.
room and just fucking like swings into a door, you just start laughing immediately.
I'd almost put Dwight above Kramer, to be honest. It's
I
just
mean,
White truth.
You're entitled to be wrong. It's all right. No, I love Michael Scott. He's truly the only reason I watch The Office. If I put on an episode of The Office and it's post Michael Scott,
Yeah.
I turn it off. I have no interest.
Michael
Garbage.
Scott lives on through our histories, through gifts. Like he is like it's the best.
He's hilarious.
His
He's
gifts are
great.
the best to use. Like every emotional expression you could ever express to somebody without saying words.
He's got it all. Like
He has-
No.
yeah, he's got it all. His hatred of Toby is fucking amazing. I always say, "Oh, how the turntables have turned." I say that all the time. No, great show, great character. Office is easily in my top 5 of sitcoms. Just for me, Seinfeld's number 1. I like
we
it
could
the
talk.
best.
We could talk TV shows and movies all day.
We'll do that another time. We're
Right.
doing the show where we talk about nothing
We're
here.
changing it
Our
up.
show is turning into Seinfeld.
Look how many viewers we got by just talking about random.
That's
anything.
literally the reason why, like, every episode I do, I call it the something.
Yeah.
Because of Seinfeld. That's how Seinfeld did it. That's what I pay homage to them with that. But yeah, no, I love The Office. The Office is great. But
I'm gonna go back and watch Seinfeld and try to really
It's-
digest it.
I watch it
When I was younger,
every
Hi,
time it's on.
Dave.
Every day I watch it all the time. What's up, Dave?
So
No hello to me, you fuck.
what up, Dave?
better say hi to Justin too, Dave.
Different Dave just comes in and says, "Hi, Kyle." Like me and Tim are fucking chopped liver sitting here. We don't exist.
I'm black. So I'm
Trailer
better
Park
than-
Boys is fantastic. I love.
Tim,
You've never watched the whole series. I've watched that whole series multiple times. It's so goddamn funny.
Trailer
dude.
Park Boys is fucking hilarious. Tim, you need to
Bubbles
watch
and
that.
Julian. Oh my god, is it fucking good? And
Haven't seen
Randy,
that
he changes the way you speak, and I don't, not in a good way. Like he fucks up the English language so bad, but in the funniest way possible.
Have you watched the Canadian? What's that show called? Fuck. They was sitting around. It's Canada. They're about Canadians. It's a comedy
either.
TV
South
show.
Park?
No.
Terrence and Phillip.
No, fuck. Hold on. I gotta
Blame
look it up now.
Canada.
I mean, yeah, of course. South Park.
I'm a golf snob, Dave. You damn right. I'm the show pro right now.
He's even dressed like a golfer.
Canadian show. I did that on purpose. I even have a TaylorMade hat on because I use the noodle ball, so I bought a TaylorMade hat.
Oh my god, what is it called? Now, of course, my fucking.
I
phone's
mean,
on.
Trailer
Noodle
Park
ball
Boys
with a
is-
stiff shaft.
Dude, I tell you, golf is super horny. That's why I'm a fan now. I had no idea that it was this sexual. Like you can go into a store and just to like pick up some golf shit, and everything you say would get you canceled if you said it near an elementary school. Like it's that fucking crazy. That's what I love about it.
Well, you seen what we was talking about yesterday. We was talking about fine ass grandmas.
Yeah, that's very true.
Letter Kenny.
Oh, I heard about Letterkenny. I never watched. I watched a few episodes. Didn't do it for me. I'll go back eventually and watch it because everyone said it was like
So
comparable to Trailer Park Boys.
So
but-
I've watched maybe 7 episodes of it. I just never really finished it because I just get distracted by TV. There's so many fucking TV shows out there.
Yeah, there's too much.
But it is hilarious. Like it's just the way they have their delivery
Mhm.
and the Canadian tone and everything, and the matter of fact of shit. It's hilarious.
I'll definitely go through it again. It was one that I watched like a few episodes. It didn't hook me, so I moved on. But I'll eventually give it a second chance. And Dave, I am not a princess. If you missed Kyle's call earlier, I'm the queen. Okay, I'm not a princess. I'm the queen here.
Queen.
Did say he's the wife.
You
Fuck
said I'm the wife.
Canada.
I'm the queen. Do you have a tea bag?
Yes.
Is that from Letterkenny?
Yeah.
Oh, it's golf. He spelled tea like golf. I
Right.
thought it was from the show. I do actually. I have a tea bag. I got a ball bag.
What?
A ball sack.
You have a ball bag?
Like I put my balls in my bag.
Oh yeah, there's like the
Yeah.
side pockets, right? Okay,
I wash
thought-
my balls on the course.
I thought maybe you had like a special like ball bag.
I have a stiff shaft. I have a flexible shaft. I've got a noodle that's long and soft. That's what the ball says. That's literally the quote. And I love it, dude. It's so horny. But without further ado, we are actually going to
We're
talk.
moving it into different sports.
We're actually going to talk about some shit. We'll come back to it all, but the whole reason we got way off topic there, that's what we do, was because I want Tim to eventually, when he gets a chance, watch the movie, and Kyle, you as well, anybody from home, watch the movie The Blackening whenever you get a chance, and let me know what you think. I hated it. That's
Is it-
just me.
every stereotype for black people in there.
It's just one of those movies, and like this is like maybe Tim, you can answer this more than anybody. You're our resident African American.
I'm the blackening of the show.
You're our token of the show. No, I'm just kidding.
Token black.
But like for me, it's just weird. Like I love comedy, so nothing offends me. I don't give a shit. But I did notice that in the movie, they would say shit about white people, where it's like, okay, if a white person made a movie like this and just made fun of black people, it would be like they'd get canceled. It would ruin their lives. And this movie does. And I don't care. Again, I don't get offended by shit. So I understand where they were coming from. I just was like, this is the whole part of the movie. Like it didn't deter from that.
So it's just an attack on white people.
Yes.
Fuck this movie. I'm just kidding.
No, I mean, it didn't bother me one bit. I just didn't find it funny. That's what bothered me more than I'm offended that it wasn't that funny, in my opinion.
I gotta see it, and I mean, 'cause
Yeah, obviously it's hard for you to
so
judge without seeing
Say
it.
maybe it was some references you didn't get. Maybe
100%. I guarantee it. So I need you to watch it
So,
eventually.
You said references we didn't get.
yeah.
We need Tim to go write the
I needed
Cliff
Tim to-
Notes version.
You
I
weren't
needed Tim
black
to explain
enough.
me how to say Spida when we traded for Donovan Mitchell. So, I got it down now, but I needed his help in the beginning. And then there were other times where I'm like, Tim, what the fuck does no cap mean? I didn't know what the hell that meant.
Yeah,
So
they definitely said some shit in there. You didn't.
no,
understand.
100%. I'm like, huh. I like thought about turning the subtitles on, and I'm like, no, I heard it right. I just don't know what the fuck it means.
Is there a subtitle to change it to?
Urban Dictionary?
Urban Dictionary.
No. I know what they all said. It's just half the shit. I'm like, I don't know what
It's
that
like
is.
they say something, the movie pause, and it's like a definition that pops up on the screen, so you understand
like-
what it is.
Not even like
That would have probably made it funnier.
they wouldn't even use references. They would just like for instance, one girl came in and was like all about this bottle of wine that she had, and I'm just thinking in my head, like, is that
Was
like
it Alizé?
no, I think she said it was like a lavender peach, and I'm thinking like, I don't know, is that like a thing? I don't know. They like made a big deal about her in this bottle of wine for a minute that I didn't understand if that was like something I wasn't getting or if they just like swung and missed with a joke.
I have to see it.
You got to see it. I need your input. I need everybody else at home. Watch the movie The Blackening within the next 2 weeks if you can. Just Google. There's websites all over. You can watch if you have the internet. You can watch a movie for free now, and it is good quality.
It's a free website.
That's how I found it. Yeah, I use some free shit. Technically, it's not available anywhere, but I found it. I used a website.
Anybody big
He's
in there?
gonna send us. He's gonna send me the link after.
Yeah, I'll send the link because I don't know what it's a weird one because it's one of those like free sites.
Is
It's
there
not just like
Anybody big in there?
Jay Farrow from SNL.
Of
Oh,
he's
yeah,
he's
it's
in it.
Definitely some references. In
I'm
there.
surprised Anthony, what's his face, wasn't in there. The guy who's always in every black
You
movie I
talking about
watch.
Effion Crockett?
Anthony Anderson.
Yes.
Anthony Anderson isn't black enough for that movie. I saw him in Malibu's Most Wanted. He's not welcome in The Blackening.
This ain't no picnic, bitch.
I love that fucking movie so much, dude. Him and what's the other dude? Tay Diggs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so fucking good in that movie. But no, that's
Don't be
really
hating.
the only person I recognize from that movie is Jay Farrow. The rest of them I don't know.
He doesn't do any kind of voice.
And there's a white dude in it that I do recognize. The guy who played
Is he the only one that died?
the white guy.
That would be fucking funny if that's
Spoiler
the
alert:
case.
he doesn't make it.
Of course he doesn't. Why?
No,
why
it was
not?
it's Diedrich Bader, the dude from. He was Oswald from Drew Carey Show. He was in Office Space. He was the guy that wore the
Okay.
Napoleon
Are you
Dynamite's
talking about the neighbor,
karate
in,
teacher.
The neighbor in
Yeah,
Office
yeah,
Space.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Two chicks at the same time. Yeah, that guy. He's in the movie. He plays like the forest ranger or whatever the fuck
Okay.
where they got the cabin. Again, just everybody check it out. I had my thoughts on the movie. I'd love to hear your thoughts. It didn't do it for me.
I'll watch it.
I just heard really good things going into it, that it was like super fucking funny and like
All black people said it was funny.
yeah, like it was getting like such great reviews, and I'm just like, man, it must be really good because I love like the Wayans brothers. I love Scary Movie and all that shit. So I'm going into it like this is gonna be fucking awesome. I love this kind of stuff, and it just didn't do it for me.
Was there someone talking over it while the movie's playing?
No, so maybe that's why I didn't like it. I didn't get the full effect. I watched it in my living room, and I was actually able to hear the whole thing.
Was there somebody walking through?
Yeah.
There's like this. It's like Mystery Science 3000. Like that thing is
It would
walking
have
in
been
front of
funny
you.
if somebody in the background, you just, oh God.
I had-
Oh, that bitch is gonna die. Get
and
out of there.
it was the damnedest thing. I had to walk through a metal detector from my kitchen to my own living room. I didn't understand it just to go see the movie.
We're going to hell.
No, check it out though. We're allowed to say it now. We're in July. It's free pass. Tim told me that. We're good.
Speaking of black guys going to hell, is that a good transition?
Somewhat. It's actually not bad. Not bad. Speaking of, no, I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to get canceled. Perry and Winfrey today. The breaking news: Perry and Winfrey allegedly chased some girls out of the 9 downtown in Cleveland yesterday. He was barefoot and he pulled out a gun and he stole some phones.
Hizzle.
And what's up, Don? Pizzle, check
What's
him
up,
out
Don?
on Thursday nights. He's still going. He's still doing his thing. The Happy Hour Network is what he's got on now. He's no longer with Redline, so we wish him
Nice.
nothing but the best. But check it out. He's still doing a great job. Show's still, everything's the same. Still doing good. Just missing Tim. That's the biggest thing. And
Pun intended.
yeah. But yeah, Perry and Winfrey, he fucked up, man. This girl came out and said he allegedly grabbed her throat. She had bruises on her neck. He pulled a gun. He was acting a fool downtown Cleveland in the middle of
I
everybody.
think he would have been okay had the gun not been part of this whole scenario.
Yeah, and based on the video that she had, it was like broad daylight too.
Yeah.
It wasn't like this happened at 2 a.m. This was like middle of the day, so there's no avoiding
that's
it.
ballsy too. I mean, just fucking pull the gun out while walking around downtown Cleveland.
Fox 8. I mean, it's probably not that uncommon. Fox 8 leaked
Downtown
the story
Cleveland
this morning.
It is.
Somebody having a gun.
Downtown Cleveland, yes. Outside, when you get down a little east, sure, that's a little different.
I think it happens all the time. And then so he allegedly, we haven't got the full story yet, but it's not like it's going to matter. He was officially released. This news broke. This is not his first run-in with the law since the Browns drafted him. He was drafted as a known problem child. He came with some baggage. The Browns were willing to take a chance on him. He got into some trouble last year. He got into some trouble today, or last night, should I say. And the Browns said, fuck it. He was waived. He's gone. He's no longer a member of the
I think
team.
they were just waiting for that like next thing to happen just to...
No, I mean, for me, it's a good thing in a way, because you got this guy who last year, I'm sure you remember, he was in the doghouse with Kevin Stefanski for a while. There were times where Myles Garrett was coming out and Myles Garrett saying, he needs to mature because he was inactive for a few weeks. So he was definitely doing some things and acting a fool that was looking bad for the coaching staff, looking bad on Andrew Berry. And now you have an opportunity to just cut ties. It's, you know what? You fucked up too many times. It kind of shows you that we're running a no-nonsense team now. It's like shape up or ship out. And I think Jim Schwartz probably was partially behind getting him out of here. It was like, fuck it, gone. I'm not dealing with this shit. I don't want a guy who's going to one day get suspended or God knows what's going to happen. Like, fuck it, get him out of here.
You don't want to waste your time building around this guy into your defense. And
Exactly, especially right now. Today is, honest to God, the day the rookies go to camp. All the rookies had to report to training camp today, mandatory, because training camp's going to start for everybody in like a week.
It's good to set a precedent. Like day one,
boom. He's in town, so he's getting ready. Obviously, he was ready to go to camp. He was probably going to be there today because you're allowed as a veteran. You're allowed to show up. One thing I loved was Deshaun Watson showed up today to rookie camp, and that's amazing to show that your team leader is there on day one, on a day where he doesn't have to. He could take another week off if he really wants to, but he didn't. So I'm hoping that was part of it. Maybe Perry and Winfrey was like, I'm going there on Wednesday with everybody else. I want to be a good teammate.
Miles
and then he gets fucked up. I don't think so. He might still kind of be rehabbing that toe that he fucked up in the Pro Bowl. So I don't want him to rush back. I did see Nick Chubb lifted the equivalent of 6 cars, it looked like, on that fucking dumbbell. I don't know if you saw that when he did that.
I did. I mean,
he did a squat, Tim. I don't know if you saw it.
Damn bells.
The bar was fucking bending. Like, no bullshit. He had to have like people holding it on the sides because it was bending over, and he squatted it a couple times.
Bend a little bit like that, or is that
they're flexed.
Okay.
They're meant to flex.
It's like, Jesus Christ! Like, this dude is it's like a circle, a V on the back of his.
I think it helps because if all that weight was just straight across on a bar, that would be really hard to go down and go up. So for him to have it a little curve makes it a little easier.
Do you get nervous watching those when he's lifting, like just waiting for a knee to go?
Anybody else, I would be. Nick Chubb, if anything, I'm like, throw a couple more on there, dude. Like, it's kind of weak,
So somebody just puts like 5 pounds on the side.
You just see one of the guys roll in, and he's like, hang on, Nick, we got you. But no, it was super impressive to watch him do that. But yeah, everybody's getting ready for the season. Training camp's getting ready to start. And then Perry and Winfrey goes out and fucks up. And that hurts because defensive tackle is something we're still kind of bare.
Devil's advocate.
Thin, I should say.
Is there going to be more to this story, you think? Is there going to be more that comes out about this woman that this happened to? Like, maybe something took place inside the 9 as to why he followed them outside the 9?
Oh, I'm sure something's going to leak of how their relationship became about.
Sure.
Because I think the biggest thing is going to be, how do they know each other? Why was she there? Like, was she with him? Did he like bang her and then try to kick her out and she was causing a scene? Was she trying to get in because she's some sort of gold digger? That would make sense. But then if he would have fucking kept his cool and not pulled a gun, just say, hey, get them out of here. Like, security, I don't want to deal with this shit. He'd still be a member of the Cleveland Browns today, but instead he fucked up and he's gone. So
where did he get her? Where'd she get her neck grabbed from? Because that wasn't anything on that video.
No idea. That's what I don't understand either. That makes me think that it will come out that maybe he did have them in his room. He's a rich athlete. He's probably like, fuck it. This girl, again, her Twitter name is like Ohio's hottest white girl or something like that. So she's more than likely not the classiest of broads.
They don't look bad. Somebody just sent me the video.
Yeah. So I think more than likely, if I had to guess,
I wouldn't do it, but
speculation. She probably reached out to him, or she hangs out downtown looking for athletes, found him. He let her in. She maybe tried to rob him or do something stupid. And he was like, get the fuck out of here. Chased her out with a gun.
Yeah.
The story looks bad because he did that.
But is she following him though?
Exactly. She's kind of the rumor I heard was that
Did you find a photo of it?
these women were yelling stuff at
video?
him.
Oh.
Yeah, the video she posted on Instagram about the incident is live. But the story that Fox 8 had said that he was kind of engaging with them only because they kept yelling stuff at him and he wouldn't acknowledge them, and they kept going till finally he like lost his cool. So he was kind of provoked, so it makes you kind of feel bad at the same time. Why are you pulling a gun on these women unless they're pulling a gun on you? You know what I mean? There's no room for that. You're out in this day and age in the NFL. They don't fuck around with guns. Look at Ja Morant. You're done. And he's gone. So Perry and Winfrey, we hardly knew you. 1 year, and he's gone. And he didn't do shit, really. He got hurt, played in a couple games, got a couple sacks, maybe if that, and went in the doghouse and was inactive for a few games. So that's a wrap on Perry and Winfrey's career in Cleveland.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, but again, rookies report today. Training camp is getting underway next week. Deshaun Watson showed up with everybody. That's fucking awesome. I love that. I love the leadership. Building some camaraderie, building chemistry with these young rooks. He held a shitload of camps in the offseason. There were constantly pictures of him with the wide receivers, him with the tight ends. They were always out and about. They were in Miami, I think, the other day. He held his yearly vacation with everybody on the team, where he pays for everyone on the offense to go on a trip, and they went to God knows where, some tropical island.
He's stepping it up and just doing. He's doing an amazing job trying to bring this team together as like one.
Great leader. He's the best leader we've had at quarterback in as long as I've known the team.
Sure.
Like a guy that does shit like this, that's saying something. I think that's
showing
good for
up
the rest
today
of the team.
speaks volumes. I mean,
Uh-huh.
He's a veteran. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and he shows up.
Obviously, the Browns didn't have any. We didn't have a first round pick. We didn't have a second round pick. So it's not like we have these top tier guys coming in. But imagine being Cedric Tillman. You're this rookie wide receiver, or even like some undrafted kid who's going to make the team that we don't even know of yet. Some undrafted kid wakes up today and he's like, fuck, first day of camp. Here we go. I got to go prove myself. And maybe he's not the most motivated for whatever reason. Then you see Deshaun Watson walk in the door and you're like, oh shit, I'm dreading going to camp. And the star quarterback for $200-something million doesn't have to come is here.
Yeah.
That for me would make me be like, all right, I'm going to step it up. Like this dude means business.
Time to go play.
So hopefully that sets a good precedent for everybody. And I love it. I love the image that it shows, and it shows that you're here to win.
It's gonna be a tough mini camp or just tough training camp because it's gonna be some tough cuts.
It really is. We have a lot of depth at some positions that, like wide receiver especially, there's too many
That's
guys.
what I was thinking about saying that. Yeah,
way too many guys, and I don't know how many we're gonna hold on to. Usually, don't hold on to a ton. So, yeah, official remembrance page for Perry and Winfrey. Is that what that was?
Is there really?
Oh, Tim just sent it. Yeah, it says official remembrance.
It's the remembrance page. And
I thought it was an official remembrance for Perry and Winfrey.
The Cleveland.
I was like, damn, they didn't mess around with that. Yeah, so she posted her little story on there on Instagram and all that jazz.
Is that her Twitter profile? The Ohio's
I think Instagram.
hottest girl or whatever. Is that what it's called?
But yeah, there she is, like chasing him down, yelling shit. I don't have the sound on right now. I'll listen to it later. I didn't even see this video yet, but I don't know. Seems like she's just out there to cause trouble. She looks kind of dirty, if you ask me.
But you got to be a little bit more responsible.
Again, yeah, exactly. You pull the gun out, you're done in this day and age. The Ja Morant shit.
What is she wearing? Like a bodysuit?
Yeah, I don't know. Not great.
No, it's like 2-piece.
Oh yeah, it's a top and a bottom there. Not much. Not a lot to be desired, in my opinion.
She's wearing a thigh uniform.
Yes, exactly. She's out for trouble. No questions asked.
Not trying to blame the woman here because that gets people canceled, but still, it's a little.
Yeah, she kind of looks like she was there for looking for trouble. But again, doesn't matter. Perry and Winfrey's cut. It is what it is.
He gone.
He's out of here. On the brighter note, though, looking at these old school Browns helmets with the white face mask.
I am so excited for this.
The Browns unveiled yesterday. They will wear an alternate helmet for 3 games next year, and there they are.
So they wore these helmets back in the day.
Yeah, they had white helmets back with like fucking Otto Graham or some shit. Maybe even before that. Way back in the day, like the 60s or 50s or something like that. They had white helmets.
What's up, Adam?
What's up, Adam?
Star of some
What's up, Adam?
shows.
Yeah, star of the show whenever he shows up. Now shit happens. I understand. I mean, I was at Cedar Point on Saturday. Saturdays are busy days for people, so it's a tough
They had
time.
Kenny Kidd on.
I know. I didn't get to watch it live.
I was there.
Oh, were you? Cool guy.
Yeah, they was cool. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, I went to Cedar Point with my buddy on Saturday,
He
so I was
bust your
gone all day.
balls. Yeah, but it's hilarious.
He bust your balls.
I mean, he did. He did.
Oh.
They tried to anyway. You know me, I roll.
You
with
hold your
punches.
ground. I know, Tim. Yeah, I'm not worried about that.
So I love these helmets. I love they're gonna rock the all white uniform. I assume when they wear these. But man, put a fucking angry elf on the side of this helmet. Something.
Yeah, I mean, that's my biggest thing is like these helmets are cool looking. They look nice. However,
Love you, buddy.
if you took away the word Browns on the front little thing,
Yeah,
you would almost look at that and just be like, oh, that's a cool generic helmet. Like it doesn't look like a team.
It's a cool Penn State
I
helmet.
was going to say Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing is you could kind of swap out the colors on the stripe and it could be any team you want. There's nothing definitively saying this is a Browns helmet. Every other team in the fucking league.
Or put the numbers on the side, right? Maybe
anything.
numbers.
Just do something to be a signal of like who it is. I do love it though. The look is awesome. Seeing David Njoku in it was awesome. I think he like was a good guy to use as like the representation of it. But yeah, it's fucking basic. And I don't even like our other helmets, just the straight up orange. It's boring. Get a fucking logo. We need an official logo. A football team's logo in the NFL should not be of a helmet. That is still the dumbest thing in the world.
We don't know what we identify as, though, man. We have the dog, we have the elf, we have
or you know what they should do? Just fucking double down. And we're already the laughing stock of the NFL. Make our logo the official or the official logo, the helmet, and then put a little picture of a helmet on our helmet. Just so many fucking helmets. And then on the picture of the helmet, put another picture of a helmet. And it just keeps going until like the opponents get fucking lost
in it. It's like taking a picture of like a mirror thing.
Yeah, it's one of those like you got to cross your eyes to see it. Like throw that on there. Just fucking a million little helmets going down a row on the helmet.
I thought we could get creative and put an elf riding a dog on the helmet.
Honestly, I would take anything at this point. Give me a fucking, this just looks like
cool.
This looks like you called Riddell and you were like, hey, I just want to buy a basic white helmet with a stripe. And they're like, oh, here you go. We'll send it to you for $75. It's cool though. Like it's going to look great on the NFL field.
People have been asking for like the white helmets for a while. Like
no, and that's what they said.
Throwback.
The Browns actually came out and they explained how they came up with this decision. And they said basically that they saw throughout the years, people have been talking about it on social media. Like, I wish the Browns would get a white helmet.
Yeah.
They said a lot of players interact with that. Like if a player gets tweeted at by somebody and they're like, check out this helmet I made up.
Like a design or something.
Yeah, they said like David Njoku was somebody that like retweeted it and was like, oh, that's fucking sick. And then they were like, so we decided to try to make something like that. And
I mean,
they did it.
Dude, it's gonna be. Is it a Thursday night game they're doing it too?
They're doing it week 2 against Pittsburgh, which I think is that's Monday night.
Oh, that's gonna look slick.
Monday night game. They're doing it. I think we play the Niners on a Sunday. We're doing it against the Niners, the Steelers week 2, and then week 16 or 17, whenever we play the Jets on Thursday Night Football. So 2 of them will be prime time.
They're trying to look party for party.
So hold on,
100%.
Let's see here. Are they going to do a full whiteout night? Like, are they going to do like everyone wear white to the game?
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to see. Is week 2? I don't even know if these games are in town. I don't remember if they're home or away. Week 2 against Pittsburgh. Anybody out there that you could look up a schedule? We're running on a hotspot right now, so I'm not here to fuck around with our internet. So
wheel on the back.
Let me know our schedule. First off, what week do we play San Francisco, and is it home or away? And then Steelers, is it home or away week 2? And then the Jets, home or away? I honestly don't fucking remember off the top of my head.
It would be cool though if one of those are home, just go do like a full whiteout thing. Like
I hope so. I would hope that they're not only going to be showing these off on the road. I think that would be really stupid because I think a whiteout would look fucking badass on Monday Night Football. There we go. Thank you, Tim. You're the man. Okay, so we're doing it on the road. We're doing it at home against San Francisco on a Sunday, and then home against the Jets. I think that
the
Jets game
one's going to be
Thursday in fucking December. Thursday Night Football, all white would be badass. Although if it's snowing, we're going to be all white anyway. So what's the difference?
All right, marketing team, you heard it here first. Let's get it going.
The whiteout.
The whiteout having a whiteout, that'd be amazing.
And then they can watch the blackening afterwards.
I was just thinking about that. Like, shit, not a great episode to talk about the whiteout and the blackening. Too much.
We're just towing that line
Too
right
much.
now. We're towing that line.
So golf is
FCC's like, do I no, cancel? No, okay.
Golf is horny, and talking about balls is racist. Apparently, that's what we do.
We offend everybody. We're equal opportunity.
We are equal opportunity. I don't care what color a person is. I mean, I didn't go into the blackening with like just sitting there like, oh fuck, fucking why am I watching this? Like, I willingly put it on because I wanted to enjoy the movie. I didn't like it. But what can you do?
So white helmets, fan of. I saw some people online saying, "Oh, I don't like this." Get the. Get
For
over
me,
we need a change,
it's
man. We
just
need a
something
change.
different. It's something cool. I like watching. We don't have many options.
Every
Like you
other
look
team
at
has a second helmet out there.
the Steelers when they want to, they can go into those fucking
Yellow.
shitty Bumblebee uniforms that they have. They can dress like fucking idiots, and the Packers can switch to their old school. The Acme Packers, they have like different helmets.
Yeah.
Teams have that. The Bengals did a whiteout thing last year.
And it looks slick.
Yeah, it looked okay. I mean, I personally didn't like it because I don't like anything about the Bengals. And that's the one cool thing about this, though, is this reignited the rivalry a little bit. I don't know if you saw the shit talking going back and forth between the teams.
No.
So the Bengals, after the Browns released this, tried to call the Browns out, and they were like, oh, first we come out with a white helmet, and then the Browns come out with it, and they're like trying to rip us, and they played like an old video of like somebody talking shit about the Browns that was a Bengals person, and the Browns clapped back right away, and they were like, here's a little history on the fucking Browns. We had white helmets long before. We're the Cleveland Browns, CB. You guys created a team called the Cincinnati Bengals, CB. You stole our fucking orange colors. Like, you guys stole everything from us. Paul Brown literally tried to duplicate the Browns in Cincinnati, and the Browns dominated that battle. Like, there was no coming back for Cincinnati. They tried.
I would love to be a media person on one of these like sports teams where you get kind of like carte blanche to kind of like talk shit, within guidelines. But
yeah,
you'd be amazing at that.
I would want
Actually,
nothing
you'd
more.
probably be deleting a lot of stuff. You'd like type that, delete. Delete.
And if I had to do it like verbally, like not through like Twitter or something like that, I would have so many people mad. That would be my favorite part. Is like I would want people. It would start off friendly, and then I would just keep getting people more pissed off till they fucking exploded, till they pulled a Perry on Winfrey, till they pulled a gun on me.
Oh,
in July,
yeah, in any month. I've been known to piss people off in any month of the year. But yeah, so the Browns have a pretty busy week. This Perry and Winfrey shit literally came out this morning. I'm at work, and all of a sudden I check Twitter, and I just see people saying like, it was Ken Carmen actually who goes, after we just got done talking about how we hope Perry and Winfrey has a great year, he does this. And I was like, oh, fuck. What did he do now? And I Googled it, and sure enough, right away. And then
Browns didn't waste any time.
Within an hour, Perry and Winfrey waived, gone. So that's good. It is what it is. You got to do that.
Get picked up by someone else.
And that's the thing. They said, I forgot who they had on. I think it was Zach Jackson from The Athletic. And he basically was right away. He's like, I wouldn't be surprised. He's a young defensive tackle. He was like a 4th round pick, so he's not some scrub. He has some potential. He just needs to be on a team. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the Bengals pick him up, to be honest, because they love getting fucking troubled players. But I could see him going to a team if he goes to like, he'd be good with the Patriots.
I was thinking the Patriots.
If Bill Belichick can get him straight, good for you. If you can't, it is what it is. The Chiefs like taking guys with a little bit of a checkered past, and Andy Reid can work with guys. They kind of have a hole at defensive tackle after losing Chris Jones, so not a bad spot for him. I'm nowhere near comparing Perry and Winfrey to Chris Jones. Let's all pump the brakes. I'm just saying they could use him. So yeah, he's gone. The rookies are in town. The Browns have white helmets. NFL is around the corner.
50 days till fantasy football.
Yeah, fantasy football is going to be starting soon. The Browns, the Browns play a game in a few weeks. We play the fucking Hall of Fame game against the Jets. So I'm looking forward to that. And you know what? Fuck it, because this is the Bear. We do whatever we want on the show. I'm going to tell you guys when we are going weekly. So today is the 19th. We are off next week. We have a show on the 2nd. We have a show on the 16th. And then we're off on the 23rd to come back on August 30th. And we will be weekly starting August 30th. So talking about balls, we'll be back to weekly. And that's that. And yeah, college football is coming even sooner. Beginning of the year for college football is usually kind of boring though. Like Ohio State will start off against some shit team.
Actually, their schedule's not
actually, yeah,
easy.
they do have a relatively all right schedule this year, but most of the time everyone starts off. It's pretty much because they don't get a real preseason, so they kind of have to just pick and choose.
It's perfect. I'll be out here weekly anyway, every Wednesday.
Oh yeah, that'll work out. You're right down the street too.
They're going to start off their first 4 games. They're going to go 3-1.
Ohio State?
Yeah.
Oh, they play Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a feeling Ohio State's going to win by a lot. We'll see. We shall see. But yeah, let's go around the NFL a little bit. There's been some news this weekend. DeAndre Hopkins is now going to join the Tennessee Titans. It is official.
What a waste.
I saw a meme the other day that just said where wide receivers go to die. And I completely forgot that they at one point had Randy Moss.
Yep.
They now have DeAndre Hopkins. I forgot the other two, but they were pretty good wide receivers who went to Tennessee at the end. Oh, Julio Jones was one of them, and there was a fourth. I can't remember who it was, but it basically said Tennessee is where wide receivers go to die, and that's the truest thing I've seen. Because I was like, all right,
imagine him having a good year there with Tannehill throwing to you. I can't.
No, to me, this was a money move. I mean, if you look at it, he's going to make it's a 2-year deal worth like $26 million or something like that. That's pretty good money. That's close to
Browns
Odell.
were never coming close to that.
Never. Odell Beckham signed that like $16 million contract, and we were all like, who the fuck would pay that guy that much money?
Yeah.
$13 million a year for DeAndre Hopkins is not that far off from Odell Beckham for a guy who hasn't been able to stay healthy, hasn't been able to put up 1,000 yards, hasn't been able to play more than like 10 games. And you don't get better as you get older as a wide receiver, especially when you're a guy like Hopkins who needed speed. Don't get me wrong, dude can catch just about anything, but being able to get separation, the older you get coming off all these injuries, it's not going to be easy. So again, we talked about it here for the Browns. I was like, I would take him, but for the right price because we don't really need him. And
Dante
sure enough,
Stallworth?
yeah, I mean, he's out there, you running guys over and killing people. Oh, you mean to Tennessee to die?
Yeah.
Did he played for the Titans?
Yeah.
I don't even remember that. That
Me
makes
neither.
sense though for him because he went to Tennessee to college. So for him, he was like, fuck it, I'll go home.
Oh no,
Um,
no, never mind. I apologize.
Did you see
I picked the wrong thing.
Madden?
Okay, that makes because I was gonna say I don't remember him being there, so that makes sense.
Madden released their top 10 position players ratings.
Mhm.
Do you see the ratings for some of the players?
I saw we do have one guy that is the number one positional player,
Yes.
not who you might think.
Yeah. Well, I know who it is. But
Yeah. Many people out there probably assume it was Myles Garrett. Incorrect. Myles Garrett is tied for first for defensive ends, right? He's tied with Bosa. I think they were both a 98.
They are tied. Yes, at 98.
And then Nick Chubb, number one running back. He is a 97 overall with Christian McCaffrey at a 96 coming in second place. So,
Josh Jacobs, 95.
yeah, Nick Chubb by himself, though.
Derrick Henry, Mr. Fall Off the Map Henry, 94. Barkley,
just-
93. And what do those two of those top fives have in common? They don't have a fucking contract extension.
Yeah, and they're not happy about it either. A couple franchise taggers right there. And Saquon Barkley is not happy about that at all. I don't know if you saw his podcast today.
I didn't see the details. I mean, I just knew his reaction initially. I didn't see what he said today.
They straight up asked him, they're like, how do you feel about this? And he goes, I mean, honestly, I just want to tell the Giants, fuck you. He's like, I could not show up. I could tell my teammates, fuck you. Like, he's like, they want me to show my worth. He's like, I could just not come. That'll show my worth. I won't be on the field for you guys.
Right.
Like, he was basically admitting that he's more than likely going to really heavily consider just not playing at all.
So it's is it called a sit in? Is there some kind of new thing that's not a sit out or whatever? But like you can sit out, you can go practice though, but you're not going to play. Is that what it is?
Yeah, there's something like that. I don't know if he would even do that though. For me, I would be like, I'm not even showing up.
Didn't Kareem Hunt do that for like 3 or 4 games? Where
No, he straight up was not going to practice, and the Browns were just like, no, fuck you. We're not trading you. And he showed up to practice.
Got it. So what do you think? Do you agree with that? I mean, is Jacobs going to do a sit out too? Is he gonna just sign a franchise tag?
I think Jacobs will sign the franchise tag and play.
Pollard signed the franchise tag,
Yeah,
right?
Pollard is not getting a long-term contract with the Cowboys. For Josh Jacobs, I would do it because Josh Jacobs was the leading rusher in the NFL last year, but years prior, he had injury history. He wasn't that great. So he had a really good year last year. Saquon Barkley, kind of the same thing. Great rookie year. And then kind of fell off the map because of injuries, and now he's back. He had a really good year last year. I think he was one of the main reasons they were actually a good team. I mean, Danny Dimes didn't really have a great year.
Barkley
Their ground attack was really good together.
Well, we talked about it last year a lot, is that Barkley would be a must go after fantasy running back.
I got him in a couple leagues, and I got him late.
Because it was a contract year. We all knew it. Then last year he was going to play. Yes, he was healthy, so he played well, but he's going to play that extra mile because he's playing for a contract.
Right.
And now he doesn't get that.
And yeah, Adam, I'm with you. Nick Chubb won't be a top running back in fantasy because he just, I don't think we're going to be as heavily reliant on the run this year because of the offense we're going to be instituting with Deshaun Watson in his full year of taking over the team. And I mean, he might have a really good year. The other thing too is I love Nick Chubb. I'm nothing against him. Am I crazy or did Nick Chubb lose his explosiveness a little bit last year? Nick Chubb, he only had like one game, and that was against the Chargers at home, where he had like breakaway touchdowns. Yeah. He was known for that years prior. He could break off an 80-yard touchdown, 50-yard touchdown, whatever. He didn't really have that last year. He was just kind of a ground and pound. And a lot of people didn't want to admit that, but they all just bitched about Stefanski.
Like he has that slow outside and then breaks up.
He just, it's almost like he lost a burst because everyone wanted to blame Stefanski for Chubb not getting the ball 1,000 times a game, which is absurd. He still, I think, had a career high in touches last year.
He got it more last year than the year prior.
Yeah.
We talked about that at the end
But
of the
Browns
season.
fans still don't understand that.
Y'all got on me. I was like, I don't think Nick Chubb.
And you look it up. I'm like, here are the numbers. He actually touched it more this year than last year. He just wasn't as effective, and everyone's mad at Stefanski for that.
Well, I think across the board, and this is what I texted you talking. I wanted to talk about running
Yeah,
backs.
absolutely.
It's just I feel like the running back position in general has just fallen off to the wayside. Like it's not as prominent now for some of these running backs. I mean, think about it. Dalvin Cook, probably a top 5, top 6 running back potentially. He's top 7. He's a free agent. He got cut. They're not re-signing. Obviously, we talked about we're not re-signing Josh Jacobs, but he's a top 3, top 4 running back.
Sure.
Barkley, same thing. So all these running backs who you think should be these huge contract extensions, it's not there anymore. And just over the last 2 years, just how offenses are ran, the running back's not as popular anymore.
It's a passing league.
Yeah.
The NFL is a passing league, and running backs are kind of being. Which camera are we doing? This one. Okay, we're back to the old way. Every week it changes. But no, so running backs right now, they're kind of a dime a dozen. You can find a guy like Ezekiel Elliott had that huge contract in Dallas. Tony Pollard outperformed him.
Yep.
You had 2 years ago when he was actually still pretty good, Nick Chubb making really good money. Kareem Hunt was damn good too.
Yeah.
Like everyone said, Kareem Hunt could be a starter on any team. So you have these running backs that are good, but there's no sense in paying them a shitload of money when you can get just about the same type of player for way cheaper. And running back is a position where they wear down a lot faster. So that's something. Do you want to lock up $10, $15 million into a guy who could potentially just get hurt week 2, blow his knee out because he's going to take the most damage, and you lose him for the year?
Right. And that's the thing too. It's like, is it the person who's running the ball, or is it the offense the person's running the ball in?
It's a mixture of both. I mean, I think Nick Chubb is a damn good running back, no matter the team.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
He has the benefit of having one of the best offensive lines in football, and that helps. Same thing with Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley is just a damn good football player. I think he would be successful in any team. Christian McCaffrey, same thing. Great running back. You throw him on San Francisco, what does he do? He's averaging like 2 touchdowns a game. He's catching the ball. He's running the ball. He's doing great. So some of these guys are just talented, and that's why McCaffrey, Nick Chubb, Derrick Henry for the longest time, these guys are just guys that you just consider the best in the league. However, look at teams with great running backs. Where's the success?
Right.
And I'm not trying to...
Who won the Super Bowl last year?
Kansas City Chiefs with Isaiah Pacheco
with a
as their top running back.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And Jerick McKinnon coming in. I mean, you didn't even need it. They drafted Clyde Edwards-Helaire a few years ago, and the dude didn't do anything in the Super Bowl. I think he was hurt, if I'm not mistaken, anyway. And they still won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
I'm not knocking Nick Chubb. I'm not saying teams don't need a good running back. If you have a talented running back, that's great. Use him. Get as much out of you can. However, it's not a make or break thing. Like if you look at a team, like who are your top contenders right now for the Super Bowl? Probably would say the Eagles, the Chiefs. You might even say the Bengals.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon, not a great running back. He's a good running back, but he's not great. So that's not a core part of their offense. Chiefs don't have a dominant running game. The Eagles, I think they ran for like 25 yards in the Super Bowl. They don't run the ball at all.
Names to running back, but they're people who are just going to spell off each other.
Yeah.
They're not going to be the workhorse, right?
They signed them all because they were dirt cheap, and they're going to use running back by committee because they're a team that understands it's a passing league.
Right.
And that's the thing with the Browns that I don't think Browns fans want to admit right now is Nick Chubb is getting phased out. Nick Chubb is not a pass-catching running back, and the NFL is a passing league. So Nick Chubb's still going to get plenty of touches, but that's the reason they drafted Ford last year, Jerome Ford.
Mm-hmm.
He's a pass-catching running back. They want guys that are kind of versatile. Nick Chubb, not. So we're going to see what happens. And then exactly, the Bills are a stud running back away. But that's the other thing too is, are they though? Because it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to use a running back to run. The way their offense is set up with Josh Allen needs to dominate the ball. So I don't even know if a great running back would do much for Buffalo. It would help, but really just...
I mean, you could say that the running backs, especially in like, for example, our offense, right?
Sure.
Chubb is used to set up the pass, right? Is to help get someone to buy or bite into the box, right?
And he averages, the one great thing, he averages like 5 yards a carry.
Right. And that's the good thing too. So you roll a dice with Chubb, right? You run plays for Chubb to get the ball. Is he going to break through and get a touchdown? Perfect. That's a win,
yeah,
right?
That's what you want.
But sometimes he might only get the 5 or 6 yards, but he's going to get fed the ball a couple of times. But he's in reality, you're doing that to set up that eventual deep pass or the pass across the center because
and you also want
linebackers bought on that play action.
On a play action. And you want the offense to be set into a very easy third and manageable situation.
Yeah.
So with a good running back like Nick Chubb, if he rushes on first down for 5 yards, whatever, let's just say hypothetically you run him twice in a row. He gets 3 yards in the first rush. He gets 5 yards in the second rush. You're now facing a 4th and 2. Now or 3rd and 2. You kind of have everything at your disposal. Now you can throw the ball on 3rd down, and at 4th and 2, depending on where you're at on the field,
Go for it.
you can go for it. That's a manageable down. So you want these good running games to kind of pump and just kind of plug away and chip away at some yardage, but you're not necessarily looking for home runs.
If you build a great offensive line and you remove Nick Chubb out of that equation, and again, not bashing Nick Chubb because I love Nick Chubb,
yeah,
but you could put Ford in there, and Ford probably will kind of still get you to somewhat same production potentially.
In a game where Nick Chubb missed and Dearness Johnson was the starting running back for the Cleveland Browns,
some yards,
he had a career game against the Denver Broncos, who albeit aren't a great football team at the time, but he had a career game. He went off like a stud star running back would in the NFL because it's a scheme. It's the offensive line. The holes were there. The running back knows where he's supposed to go. It's about finding those holes. Obviously, you got a guy like Trent Richardson who, for whatever reason, lost his fucking field vision. And no matter how open the hole was, he couldn't find it.
God, some of the best still frame pictures ever.
And then even you had he got better last year, but you had some shots in his rookie season of Najee Harris of the Steelers who did the same thing. There would be wide open holes, and he's like, I'm going to cut it over here. And then I remember Pittsburgh people were pissed off, and they're like, this fucking guy has no field vision. So running back is it's not a prominent position. I think it's been proven over the last 10 years, especially 5 years, 10 years, however you want to say it, that having a top running back just doesn't matter. So that's why Dalvin Cook got released, because the Vikings were like, why the fuck would we pay this guy 15, 20 million, whatever he's making, when we can put that we could get 2 better running backs for half that cost. And then we have now another 10 million to spend on a different position.
Right.
That's just better value for the team. Because I don't think there's one team in the NFL that's a running back away. I know Adam's comment, he said the Bills. But I don't think the Buffalo Bills wouldn't make or break them to have a great running back. It would help, but I don't think it's going to put them over the top. And I'm here to piss off the running lates, Adam. That's kind of what I do.
So we're now in a position where the running backs are now starting to overvalue their position a little bit. They're starting to overvalue themselves, which I get it. You want to get the paycheck, right?
And the other thing too that I really respect out of them is you want that paycheck because you want that security, because you are playing the most vulnerable position where you have the biggest odds to get injured. Wide receivers, sure, you get taken out over the middle. Tight ends also.
Only if you have Baker throwing to you.
Yeah, offensive linemen, a lot of times you see guys get hurt literally just trying to block. They plant their feet, they get pushed the wrong way, their fucking knees give out, or they get rolled up on or something like that. That's dangerous. Those guys get paid very well. Running back touches the ball almost as much as a quarterback in any given game.
Yep.
Quarterback obviously handles the ball on every snap. Running back might touch the ball also on half those snaps, if depending on how often you use your running game, and a couple catches, etc. They're well used. They're very valued. So the game did change, and they want their money, and I understand it because they want that security. Because would you play a position where you're going to get the shit kicked out of you, and you're going to get your knees blown out, and you're going to maybe have a 5-year NFL career at best, and then you're done? I would want to make as much money as possible as well.
Agree, Gordo. Yeah, games change. Wide receivers, cornerbacks to the sexy positions. It's true.
Yeah, I mean, look at how expensive.
Put your money into the people who get the ball in the end zone quickly.
Again, we just talked about it. Odell Beckham is getting $16 million a year, and he is going to have, my guess, a shit season. He's not the player he used to be. DeAndre Hopkins is getting $13 million a year. For what? Because he's a name.
Yep.
Saquon Barkley legitimately was one of the best running backs in football last year. Josh Jacobs led the league in rushing last year, making him technically the best running back in football. Yep. And these guys are like, no, we're not paying you. You're taking the tag.
So they're going to get franchise tag, right? Is Barkley going to eventually swallow the pride and take the franchise tag? Or maybe work out a lesser deal? Or do you think he's literally going to put his foot down and say, I'm not playing this year?
I mean, the Giants should just bite the bullet and give him a contract with a good signing bonus. Give him a good signing bonus, and you can front load the contract. So he's going to make decent money this year and next year. And then if you want to cut him, they could make it to where maybe it's only a 2-year deal. Technically, they can release him. No harm, no foul. Won't hurt their cap. So if he does kind of regress, you just let him go. It's no harm, no foul. I think they could do that.
So
I don't
you
know.
appease the player.
The idea was the franchise tag, because I just feel like it's dumb.
And that's the other thing too for these guys.
You can make a lot of money off these franchise tags, though.
The running backs could
Kirk Cousins.
The running backs could make $9 million a year, almost $10 million. That's the current going rate for the salary cap for a running back. However, playing on the cap for a guy like Saquon Barkley with this injury history means if he gets his knee taken out again and he fucks his ACL, He's not getting a contract after that. He's a free agent with no prospects for the most part. His career would more than likely be over. That's a dangerous thing to go into. So I would want a long-term deal as well. Let me read some of these comments.
Running back gets a rookie deal, franchise tag for a year, then draft another running back, rinse and repeat.
And that's because, I mean,
that's a
running back
of running
life
backs.
history or
It's true.
lifespan is maybe 5 years, give or take at best. And that's on a good day.
Yeah.
It's rare you get a running back for as long as Nick Chubb, as long as Derrick
Nick Chubb
Henry.
got paid. Nick Chubb and he accepted it.
He's making like 10, 15
he
million a year.
He could
I
have got a
think.
better deal if he really wanted to sit out and kind of argue about it, but he took it. He wanted to pay, he got his money. He's got a security blanket now, right? So,
and I agree with that, Adam. How do you pay Danny Dimes and not Saquon? Because if you look at it on paper, Saquon's the better player for that team. I think he means more to them than Danny Dimes. But quarterbacks are taking precedent. Quarterbacks get ridiculous contracts nowadays. I don't understand it. Running backs just don't.
Plus, you're also paying a quarterback / running back with Danny Dimes because that motherfucker runs.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. But I also think that you lose a lot of that that running game without Saquon Barkley in New York. I think Saquon Barkley is going to help open things up for them.
Who's the backup running back to Barkley?
Off the top of my head, I really don't even know. And that says something about that team.
Right. That probably speaks volumes.
Other teams, it's like, okay, they cut Dalvin Cook. They have Alexander Madison.
Kareem Hunt's out there. Dalvin Cook's out there. Do you think they go after one of those guys?
Kareem Hunt's inching towards 30 years old, and he's not the same player. That's why he's a free agent right now. That's why Zeke isn't signed, because these guys are like, why the fuck would I take a 30-year-old running back who's going to want $5 to $8 million or whatever the fuck when I could just sign this undrafted free agent who's pretty damn good and he's going to play for $500,000?
Yeah.
Like, it's a no-brainer. What's up, Steve?
What's up, Steve?
Yeah, dude.
I made
you guys,
that same comment.
You guys probably can't read it. Tailor made hat. I got a polo on specifically because of golf. I'm a new man. Here I am golfing.
It's kind of weird.
Justin, they don't call me Justin the golf god George for nothing. You know what I mean?
Don't say golf god. He might hear you. He might come in here.
Who?
Oh, that's what Robert calls himself.
Oh, you know what? I remember him putting that in the comment the one day. I'll battle Robert for the golf god name if I have to. Is he good?
He's getting better.
Okay, hey, that's fair. So am I, Robert.
He just got under 100 for the first time.
Oh, hey, congratulations. I haven't done that yet. I mean, I've only golfed 4 times and I've only golfed 18 once, but still, that's all right.
They say Hunt lost a step. Yeah, I mean, he lost a step last year.
Yeah, and that's why these aging running backs are free agents. That's why Zeke is not, he hasn't signed with anybody. Dalvin Cook hasn't signed with anybody, right?
No, Dalvin Cook's out there. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook's a free agent. Zeke's a free agent.
They could go out there and sign Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
How funny would that be, though? Because, all these running backs coming into the defense of Barkley saying, I stand with you, pay the man. And Cook's like, I'll take that money. I'll come play with you. Well,
that's the thing, too, though, with Dalvin Cook is he's probably going to want some damn good money that if they're not willing to pay Saquon, they're not going to pay Dalvin Cook because he's another guy.
I don't
Great when healthy. There's a burp. Injury history.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure Cook will be signed, but it'd probably be after training camp or maybe middle of training camp when someone gets hurt or something. They don't trust their running system.
I mean, that's one thing too. Is like, as a Ohio State fan, technically, bringing in Zeke for the Browns right now was like, why not? A little bit of depth at running back, but then at the same time, it's kind of like, why do that? Because he's going to then turn into a fan favorite. Fans are going to be calling radio stations every day about how Zeke needs to split time with Nick Chubb. And then if Nick Chubb has a bad game in week 1, they're going to be like, I think Zeke should get the carries. Like, it's not worth the headache. So that's why they're like, fuck it. We're going with Jerome Ford. We're going with these no-name running backs. So we have like maybe.
I'm excited for Jerome Ford. I
am too. He's going to get a lot of touches this year.
I was excited to watch him last year, but he didn't do much last year, obviously. But
yeah, I think Cook to Miami was kind of like the worst kept secret when he first got released, but it's more so a matter of them figuring out how to make it work, because I don't even know what their cap situation is in Miami, but it's got to be a fucking disaster because they have just traded for so many different players and they didn't give a fuck about draft picks, so their salary cap's got to be abysmal. I'd have to take a look. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, that's just the way the NFL works. NFL stands for not for long, and that is showing its true self. Austin Eckler is another running back that's not healthy or not happy out there in Los Angeles. You got these guys who are damn good and they feel like they're irreplaceable, but these teams are basically saying, fuck you, yeah, you are.
Ford is the future. I agree.
So we'll see what happens going forward, but that is the current state of the running back situation in the NFL. While we're here, we were talking with Ebony earlier, who her husband Grape is no longer with us at Redline Radio. He's still alive. I said that all sad.
Jesus, here
I'm like, he's no longer with us. No, he's doing well. I see him on social media all day, every day. But his new show will be starting up
Nick Gilbert
on another channel. I am not Nick Gilberting Grape. Like, let's just throw that out there. However, Grape used to be with Redline Radio, but for the time being, we still have, and I wouldn't say for the time being, for right now, I mean, and forever, we have not just that show on Friday night, but we also have shows every night of the week. You can check them out on Redline Radio. I was going to go through it on a different day, but we can start with that. So, of course, as Tim just mentioned, on Friday nights, feel free to check out from 8 to 10 exclusively on Redline Radio. You have... There we go. Friday nights, we're going to get that figured out one day. Saturday mornings, you've got
I think we need to
unscripted.
slide the button over here just so you can.
Yeah, I could do. Yeah, I'll put it under here like a bank vault. On Saturday mornings, you've got unscripted with Dave, sometimes Adam, sometimes Chipper, sometimes Kenny Kidd, always Timbuktu. I think, right? You're always the producer there? Or no.
Actually, I didn't.
You were just filling in.
Week. Yeah.
That's right. Okay. So you never know who you're going to find on that show unscripted. I know Dave wants me to be there.
I feel like we should always preface our ad reads with ad reads so people go to the bathroom and come back after our ad reads.
No, I don't like that. I want everybody to. Nobody's allowed to go to the bathroom if I don't go to the bathroom.
No
okay, that's
pissing.
how it is.
Take your phone to the bathroom with you, like
We are
grown
an
adults.
equal opportunity show, which means if I don't piss, if Tim and Kyle don't piss, you don't piss.
I've pissed already to run through over here. It's
Yeah,
fine.
Kyle actually started wearing diapers a couple weeks ago. He turned 40 and now he just doesn't give a shit
gotta
anymore.
push through, man. Gotta
Pride
push
is out
through.
the window. But Saturday mornings, you can catch Unscripted from 10 to 12 exclusively on Redline Radio. And later in the day, you've got TMI, Too Much Information from 6 to 8. You've got Comedy and Cocktails with Jen from 8:30 to 9:30, and that rounds out your Saturday night. Who doesn't like to end their Saturday night with a cocktail? Do it with some comedy as well, and you've got a great show. On Sundays, coming soon, you've got the Steel City Running Lates. They should be starting at 10 to 12, but they're never known for punctuality, so check them out this year. And then you've got Loud and Local with Jeff at 7:30 to 9:30. He's always playing the tunes. He's got all these bands I've never heard of, and he spins some songs, and it's like, oh shit, that's actually not bad. He's setting up concerts. He's doing this and that. He is a busy man. He is the rock and roll version of Grape, in my opinion, always doing something. On Mondays, you've got Church Boy. What's a show called? It's not up on the board yet, because why would it?
Church Boys Fellowship.
Church Boys Fellowship from 7 to 9.
It's up there. You can't see it. It's written in pencil.
Oh, it's written in white. It's got the Browns helmet. It's white on white. I can't see
It
it.
was the blackening.
Yeah.
Not in July.
He'll play that on his show next week. It seems like a fun game, if I'm being honest. I knew a couple of the answers. What's the time of the
Like
of a show?
nobody watches Friends.
Yeah, that's
7
my
to
first
9.
thought was I don't know how many black people are on Friends. I never watched it. I would have nailed that question. 7 to 9, check it out. Church Boy Fellowship. He is new to Redline Radio. Go give him a welcome and tell him Talking About Balls sent you, and Timbuktu sent you as well. On Tuesdays, speaking of the man, the myth, the legend, Timbuktu Tuesdays, catch him always from 6 to 8. Just, you never know what he's going to do. He had a birthday episode yesterday. Sometimes he has like fucking 6 guests where like his window looks like the Brady Bunch intro. There's just people everywhere. You don't know who's with who. They're all just looking down at each other, smiling and all that shit. You got Live and Local with Gary Wenner from 6 to 10, spinning the tunes, Broad Street South 8 to 9. On Wednesdays, of course, you've got Talking About Balls 7 to 9. And hopefully coming soon is she's coming back. Is there a date yet set?
No date. I don't
She's
know.
still recovering. We don't know what's going on with what's up in the. We don't know what's up in the 216. That's all I can say. But when it comes back, it'll be from 9:30 to 11:30. That's
What's
all
up,
I can tell you. Hey, what's up, Dub? And speaking of Dub, how fucking perfect is all this?
Wow. Perfect
And then on
time.
Thursdays, speaking of Dub, that guy Dub from 3 to 4. He had Grape on a couple weeks ago. That episode was fucking awesome. Love seeing that. Dub's always doing great interviews. So check that show out from 3 to 4 p.m. or check it out whenever. If you can't watch it live, because I can't. I'm at work when it starts. So I usually come home and turn it on. But you've also got Thursday nights. You've got Lex Vegas from 7 to 8. Thursdays are For the Culture on Redline Radio Studio 1. On Studio 2, you've got Broad Street South from 8 to 9. And then exclusively on Redline Radio LLC. Don't miss. Tim? I need that. I'm going to have to hit the button.
I forgot he had a second show.
We need the button.
Dave,
Need the button
we got to
there.
make some adjustments in the studio. No, I'm just kidding. So that's everything you can check out on Redline Radio on any given week. Always check it out. If you don't watch it live, you can always watch it back at another time. You can still comment. You can still tell people. You can still share. It's all free. It's all easy. It's just like your mom. Just do it. Go on social media.
I can tell you just went to Cedar Point with how you got into the ad read roll a little bit there with the. We're going to take you up 255 feet. We're dropping an angle. Of
Thank
90
you for
degrees this
watching
speed.
America's Rock and Roller Coast.
Welcome back, riders. How was your ride today? Ah!
They actually don't do that as much anymore.
No,
It's like,
that's dumb. That's all.
or maybe they do, and I just drown it out. It's a bunch of little fucking teenagers
That's
now
so-
just
that's so
running
fun.
everything.
do they do clear? Here, all thumbs up. And
And they still do the thumbs up.
clear.
I
All
love
right,
doing
cool.
that. And I wore a hat, and they were always like, "Oh, you got to put your hat in your shirt." So I'm just like, "Okay, no problem." And then I would just take it, I would tuck it in my arm, and then I'd buckle, and I'd sit there like this. And then they're like, "All right, clear." And as soon as we get out of the thing, I just pull my hat out and hold it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I hold my hat. I'm a fucking adult.
Well,
I
they
have
think
hands.
they think your hat's gonna fall off and decapitate a baby, probably. So
I did see a guy's hat fly off. He wore it on the Millennium trying to be cool,
What
like
an
had it on
idiot.
backwards, and it, or maybe the Maverick, I don't remember which one, and it just fucking flew off his head. And I saw him like holding his head. He's like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And it was just an idiot. I mean, just how it goes. Exactly, Dub. Costs you nothing to support great content. So that's it. Just go out there and share. Again, I ask everybody, that's my new thing, is go on YouTube. Let's get some YouTube views. Let's get some. If you're going to watch it on Facebook, what the fuck's the difference, you lazy assholes? Go on YouTube. You click one button. It takes you 10 seconds. And then again, as I showed you earlier, I feel like I'm Vanna White. You can back out of the app, and I'm on Twitter right now. Boom. I got Twitter on in the background, and I got Talking About Balls playing at the bottom. Boom. Look at how awesome that is. You can scroll around. You can do all that shit. Facebook.
Was that some naked boobs that popped up on there? What are you watching on Twitter?
Probably, actually.
Nice.
No, it was actually a concert.
Twitter is definitely Pornhub.
Yeah, Twitter is
Wow.
getting dirty.
Twitter's got some stuff.
That's what I'm here for. But yeah, just share shit. Tell a friend. It's easy to do that. That's all we ask. Watch our show on YouTube, Facebook. I don't give a fuck where you watch it. I'm just asking you to watch on YouTube.
Speaking of installing a button over here so you can, politely beep out certain things we can't say in the show. One company that could probably do that for us is Wiggins Construction Home Improvement. They do bathrooms,
I would think
kitchens,
so.
windows, doors, siding, and install buttons at a table anytime you want to for residential or commercial businesses. Call Will today at 440-731-7654. Tell them that Team Redline sent you.
Hi, Will. This is Justin Georgia talking about balls. Can you come install that beep button for me? Oh, where am I? I'm at the one and only Studio Number 2, Growing Wings Adult Services. They're the official sponsor of the state-of-the-art Studio 2. Growing Wings Adult Service has over 7 years of experience taking care of adults with disabilities. For more information, call Lisa 234-334-7547.
That was
excellent.
You like that?
was
Thank you,
amazing.
guys. Thank you so much.
That was amazing. So Justin and I talked before the show started about potentially doing some, kind of polos for next year for some golf organizations out there. But if you want to go today, make a shirt, have anything written on it, make something that says, Justin's Golf God or whatever he wants to do in his shirt, he can go to Incredible Keepsakes.
It's going to be very aggressive. Whatever I get on my shirt, it's going to be very angry and just funny for me, and it's going to piss people off, and that's all I care about.
Well, I know that Diane can make that shirt for you if you wanted it to. T-shirts, cups, binders, keychains, polos, golf polos, whatever you want, you name it. Incredible Keepsakes can make it and customize it for you. They're the official merchandise provider for Redline Radio LLC. They just made those cool camo hats last week. I saw. I think.
Yeah, Dave had camo hats and camo T-shirts,
Yeah.
so he looks like Rambo.
He
You
does.
can't even see him. I think he walked in. I didn't even notice.
Yeah, he's
'cause
hiding in the corner right now.
camouflage.
Give her a call today at 440-242-9648 or go to the website at www.incrediblekeepsakes.com. And as Diane would say, Tim, what did she say?
Memories are made to last forever.
Boom.
Cherished moments are meant to
It's all
last, right?
Put Tim
Yeah,
on the
that
spot
was
like
Think,
that.
yeah,
It's
whatever. We
That
got
was
it.
close.
Close enough. This isn't a test. It doesn't have to be accurate.
fine.
I'm going to definitely get a very aggressive polo with like some sort of golf god on it, and I'm going to go out there and suck. I'm going to have like
So
one of
go
the highest
go
scores.
challenge Robert to a 1v1.
I might. I mean, we're going to have our own little
I'm here for it.
like the thing that the NFL guys did against Steph Curry. It's going to be me versus Robert for the name of golf god. But
Oof, I like it.
assuming we do that, the only one thing I hope that doesn't happen is I hope I don't crash and burn. And if I do,
Oh God.
I can just go buy something to memorize or to commemorate that, and that would be a Dale Earnhardt Senior Pit Road Diecast. And where do you go for that? You go to Pit Road Diecast, specializing in all current and past NASCAR diecast and model car kits, including the one and only Up in Flames Dale Earnhardt. For all your diecast needs, call 216-335-2347. Mention Redline Radio and receive 10% off your in-store purchase. Bring a lighter and set a car on fire like Dale Earnhardt, and they will charge you for it. I learned that the hard way. They will make you pay. But it's worth it. Go do it.
I know after that crash happened and Dale Earnhardt died, a lot of people drowned in their sorrows in beer. Probably drink Bud Light, Budweiser, Coors Light, High Life, whatever. But one place you can go to get all those beers and more, Mike's Beer Bar over in Pittsburgh, right across the street from PNC Park. For you baseball fans out there, formerly known as Beerhead Bar, is a premier craft beer destination in Pittsburgh with 80 rotating taps and over 500 beers. You are sure to find the perfect beer to, cry if you want to, talk to your friends, hit on some random chick, talk to your cousin, take her out on a date later that night. Stop in today. Make sure you tell your friends sent you to meet me at Mike's.
And if you go to Mike's, if the Guardians happen to be in town, make sure you bring a glove because you might catch a home run because we were hitting some fucking bombs yesterday.
Yeah, they were.
We're going out of order. I'm going to talk Guardians now, Tim, that just because I think that's a good segue there. But the Guardians were on a fucking roll yesterday and the day
today.
before. They lost today. It happens. I mean, you can't expect to win them all, but 2 out of 3 is how you make the playoffs in Major League Baseball. That's how you do it. My one gripe today, though, and I love Tito Francona.
Yeah. But
if I may, if I can have one complaint of something he did that I don't like.
Just
one. Why the fuck did Josh Naylor not play today? Josh Naylor has been our hottest bat in the lineup. Did not play today. And now you might be thinking, well, baseball players play a lot of baseball, so give him the day off. We're off tomorrow. He needed 2 days off in a row. You couldn't just fucking let him play today. And then
he is on a roll lately.
He's been killing it. I mean, yesterday alone, he had 2 home runs, 6 RBI, and we beat the shit out of the
He had,
Pirates.
3-4 hits too?
Yeah, and I think he had a home run the day before, if I'm not mistaken. So he's been on a tear and did not play. Why? I don't know. I have no idea. He came in. He came in.
Time management.
He was a pinch hitter at one point today. But for me, I just looked at that and I'm like,
we need him deep in the playoffs. Rest him early.
but he gets to rest tomorrow. They're fucking off tomorrow. That's what I didn't understand. The 2-day thing. I mean, I guess whatever. Do I think Josh Naylor today would have helped us win? You never know. But still, it was just weird to me. Why would you sit the guy who's the hottest bat in the lineup when we have an off day?
We're in July. Now we're playing typical Guardians baseball, right?
This is where we're going to run away with the division.
And here it goes. We're in July. It's warm outside. Our team's warmed up. We're good to go. Now we're going to start winning these series back to back to back to back, like we're on a roll right now doing. And here we go. Now we're going to come out of July going playoffs or nothing. And then August is going to come, and towards the end of August, September hits. September, what happens in September? We start doing slumps again.
Mm-hmm.
And then we kind of stumble our way into an October playoff, and we all know how it goes.
Yeah, I mean,
sorry.
The one thing about October
So
baseball,
much optimism.
the one thing with October baseball with the Guardians is that they do give you hope. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
we
sure.
should have beaten the Yankees last year. We should have won the World Series in 2016. You know, a lot of coulda, woulda, shouldas, but there are things that there are slight optimism.
Should have made it back there in 2017, too.
Correct. Yeah, a lot of things the Guardians should have done, could have done, would have done. They haven't happened, but a little bit of optimism. I'm excited. Looking forward to the future.
Guardians only been here for 2 years.
That's true. This Guardians
Listen,
team doesn't
Tim.
have a deep history.
Shut your hole, sir.
Yeah, all Indians history gone out the window.
They're still the Indians to me.
Ooh, discount tickets for Pittsburgh or for Guardian and Pittsburgh Pirates games. Get with Dub. I didn't know that. Hell yeah. Go to Dub if you want some tickets to some games, everybody. I would do that. Let's do a Talking About Balls night at the ballpark.
Yes.
Speaking of home run derbies, like the Guardians were putting on yesterday,
All right, good stuff, dope.
the home run derby and the All-Star game happened last week in Seattle. How much of it all did you watch?
So I watched
most of the home run derby, I'll admit.
because I was in Fort Wayne. I watched this much of the All-Star game.
I turned the All-Star game on for about 2 minutes. Happened to be right after Jose Ramirez hit that double.
Yeah.
And then the next batter, I think it was Adley Rushman.
Oh, I take that back.
He flied out, and then I was just like, okay.
I
That's it.
watched.
I turned the game off.
I watched
Sounds good,
the end of the All-Star game because I watched it right when Jose came up to bat
Okay.
at the end of it. That was it. Because I was out of town, but I did watch the home run derby. It was a great home run derby. I thought it was fun.
They, no doubt about it,
Oh, fuck, we talked about this.
they juiced Julio Rodriguez's balls.
That dude was on a fucking roll.
What do I say, Tim? Pause. Is that what the kids say? Pause when you say something like that?
Pause.
No, I
Gotta
don't
say pause, granddad.
No, I don't care about saying pause. I think Julio Rodriguez, they juiced his balls for the home run derby. No questions about it. Hometown kid fucking puts on a clinic in that first round and then doesn't even come close to having that kind of round again.
So
And this is a year where Julio Rodriguez has had a down year.
yeah, he hit like, wow, he was out of there. But here's my thought. We need to get rid of the current format of the home run derby. We need to go back to the 10 outs. We need to go back to admiring the long bomb shots that they're putting out of the park. We need to have the Chris Bermans of the world. I know he's not going to do it, but the back gone.
Yeah,
Watching it fly out of the ballpark.
That unfortunately that's gone. Chris Berman's probably like
I
not
know.
long for this earth.
But
so
what I'm
Don't
saying-
say it.
but what
Don't
I'm-
say it.
I got to switch it to
But
somebody
what
other
I'm
than
saying
great,
though is
Tim.
I don't like this time thing. I want to go back to admiring these long ass home runs that these people are hitting.
Agreed.
Because you don't have time to watch it. You don't have time to.
No, it's just like
it's just time after time.
my
after
favorite
shot.
part was that kid getting fucking.
I was just gonna say that and,
belted in the
remove
face.
the fucking kids out of the outfield.
Oh my god, that kid got blasted in the
that
fucking
kid
face.
Is he okay? By the way, do we know?
Yeah, apparently, if it's real, I didn't do any further detail on it. I just saw a guy comment on it and said he's from Cleveland. Actually, ironically, and this
Of
guy's
course
like,
he is.
that was my son,
It was,
and he said he's fine,
It's Nick Gilbert that threw him out there and just had him stand up there.
and he catches like Nick Gilbert. He didn't even bother getting a glove up. Man, he took that right to the fucking face.
Yeah,
My
he did.
God, I
But
watched
yeah,
it from
so
every
let's
angle.
get rid of the kids. Let's get rid of the kids. Put some like teenagers.
They should just go
adults
back,
out
but
there,
the problem
whatever.
is that everyone wants to see a guy hit 50 home runs now because it's all about just as many as you can hit. That's why they're doing the time limit.
People can still hit 50 home runs.
Right. That's the other thing too, is there's no time limit.
You can watch better pitches come in.
But the one main thing though is that takes away Major League Baseball controlling it.
Yeah.
They can control. They know when it's just about when it's going to end. If everyone only has this amount of time, they have a general idea of how long the show is going to be. If you have it where it's only 10 outs, like I could go up there and hit fucking 25 home runs and then get 10 outs, and that could take like a fucking hour. So I kind of understand it, because you could sit up there and just take a bunch of pitches. Like, this one doesn't look good. Like, there were balls from Pete Alonso's pitcher that he was like fucking throwing him sliders.
Oh,
and Pete Alonso couldn't hit home runs with them because he was fucking up the pitches. So if there was no time limit, Pete Alonso would just take all those and be like, get him down the middle.
I think the last 2 years or 3 years I've said that we need to go back to the old format. I think this year is the first time I've seen people kind of start talking more about it, because it's, I mean,
I'm over this new format.
All those Rodriguez home runs, you had no time to even see any of them go out.
No.
You just, the camera panned and you back to the pitch.
Even with Luis Robert, he hit a bunch of fucking bombs, and they were like, oh my God, effortless. Look at how far that's going.
Yeah,
and it's like, I can't see how far it's going because I'm looking at him batting right now. I'm watching him ground one out.
I hope baseball changes it back last year. Did you see the other rumor that they're talking about?
No, hit me.
The Legends home run.
Oh, yeah, I did hear about that. Ken Griffey Jr. kind of talked about that, doing Legends home run derby.
I would be pretty excited about that. Tommy came out and said he'd be in.
He was one that talked about it. I would watch it.
Said he came out, he'd be part of it if he wanted to. If they let him, David Ortiz, I'd watch that. Make it.
I would watch it in a second.
Make it before the home run derby. He had to bring 4, geriatric fucks out there. Let's see if they still got it in their system. You know what I mean? Put Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa out there again. See what happens.
I would love that, honestly. That would be fucking amazing. I would watch the shit out of that.
Sammy Sosa is far from the blackening now.
Yeah, no, fucking. We get to watch vampire Sammy Sosa out there. I would love that. He can only come out when the sun's out, though.
Yeah, I would absolutely watch the Griffey, Tommy, Ortiz, and one other person. Put Alex Rodriguez out there, too. I'm sure he's still got a little pop in his bat.
100% he does. I would love that. I would watch the shit out of that. That would be, to me, more entertaining than the pro one. The pro one gets boring after a while.
It absolutely
And yeah, Steve, I agree completely with the Guardians. They invest way too much in pitching. I think I didn't make a note of this, but I did want to talk about it, and I forgot. By the time we do our next episode, I think the trade deadline will have passed.
Yeah.
So is Shane Bieber a Guardian during our next recording?
Yes, I think this injury is going to fucked his.
I don't think it's a real injury.
Oh, you think so? Oh, really?
They pulled him because they don't want him to get hurt, so they can trade him. This was one of those. We're not going to let you pitch because if God forbid you do something to your elbow, we can't trade you.
Oh, conspiracy.
It happens all the time. Look at in basketball.
So you think they're not going to have him miss his next start, which would roll right up into the second almost?
And I mean, the way he's been pitching, would you say miss his next start? I'm not missing shit. I'm okay with him not pitching.
I got it. It's true. But
it just makes sense because they do it in basketball all the time where all of a sudden a guy might be getting traded and they're like, so-and-so is not playing tonight. And you're kind of like, I wonder if he's getting dealt.
So what do we get for him, you think?
It depends on who we trade him to. Honestly, that makes or breaks the decision.
What are we looking for, I guess? We're looking for a bat, right?
We should be. The key is, are you trading him to a team that really could just use a stud pitcher? Because if he can get his shit together, he's a stud pitcher. I don't think he can, though. If he can't do it with Carl Willis and the Guardians pitching staff, coaches, he's not going to do it anywhere else. But basically, I think a team's going to need to give up a everyday kind of player.
Yeah.
If you're a contender, the Guardians are the Guardians. The Guardians could say, fuck it. We have these young guys. We have Gavin Williams now up. We have Tanner Bybee who's pitching well. In the playoffs, we're probably only going to run a 3-man rotation. Give me some prospects. I could see them doing that.
You want to talk about the Ohtani thing? You want to bring it out? I'm sure you're itching to say something.
I mean, who is he so excited to play with in the All-Star game?
Jose
Ramirez. He said they interviewed him and they said, on your team and with the All-Stars, who are you most excited to see, to play with and to watch and all that? And he said Jose Ramirez right off the rip. So, I mean, I don't know. Whether there's smoke, there's fire. We have this new owner who's in town. We're going to have a big off season. We're going to have him wanting to put his dick down on the table and show everybody how much money he's got. Bringing in Shohei Ohtani does that. That's all I'm saying. Do I think we trade for him? No fucking chance. In the offseason, will the Guardians actually try to go after him in free agency? Yes. Will they come up probably $100 million short, maybe more? Yes, very much so. But A for effort, they're going to try. They are going to try. That's like you've got the rich kid in class who goes to the Scholastic Book Fair with like $100, and then you've got poor little Timmy who scraped by and got $1.50. And he's
I
like,
was totally Timmy for
they're-
the
I
longest.
used to hate
they're
that
both
shit,
just
man.
as excited to go to the book fair, but one kid's coming out with a lot more Lamborghini posters than poor little Timmy.
Man,
Poor little Timmy can only buy like 8 eraser tops, while this kid's walking out with fucking Goosebumps
I used
books,
to walk
posters.
out. I used to walk out with the eraser tops, a little pencil holder.
I bought
and,
everything.
and I'd always have a book, like a book thing too.
A
What are they-
bookmark? Yeah.
bookmark, but I never had a book to put it in
Okay, that's
because
fair.
I didn't have any money.
I loved getting money for the book fair, and I just fucking blew it on dumb shit that I don't have anymore. All of it was worthless.
Like calendars and shit like that. You never even
Calendars, I would buy like fucking mugs and shit. Like I bought
used.
anything.
That
I
was the
didn't-
best day. Like they open it up like a little thing. and
yeah,
you
and
walk
like
around.
everything was so expensive, but as a kid, I didn't give a fuck. I'm
Goosebumps
like,
were the
yep,
big thing
let's
back
do it.
then.
I would buy Goosebumps books.
Yes.
I bought it all.
Oh, nostalgia.
Wasted
coming
so much
back.
money on that fucking shit. But yeah, no, I mean, wishful thinking. I would love Ohtani here in Cleveland. Again, I think we could afford him if you realistically look at how much money the Dolans rake in. Bringing in Shohei Ohtani to put him in the corner outfield to let him pitch would be an amazing get for this team. It would be something that could legitimately put us over the top to be a winning a World Series contender. Strike while the iron's hot. Tito's not getting any younger. That's my biggest worry right now is this team is glued together by Tito.
Yeah.
And there's going to be one day where Tito can no longer do it. And that's going to be A, a sad day. And B, I think it's going to be a huge demise for the Guardians. And I'm worried about that. So do it. Again, we got this new owner. I forgot his name, like Balzer or something like that. I forgot his name.
Does he have more money than Dolan's?
No, he doesn't. The Dolans are fucking loaded. So don't get me wrong. They act poor, but they are worth so much money.
Wasn't there a picture one day of what's his face flying in like Coach, one of the Dolan brothers?
I wouldn't doubt it. There's because don't forget the other Dolan cousin or whatever is the one that owns the Knicks.
Yeah.
So they've got a lot of money in that family. Yeah, I think the Guardians owner Dolans are worth like $6 billion, and this new partial owner is worth like $3 billion or something like
only
that.
$3 billion.
Only
yeah, he's
3.
fucking poor.
But I mean, again, put that shit together. Give Shohei Ohtani $1 billion contract and let's fucking go. Let's go to the World Series.
What does he get? What kind of contract do you think he gets?
Biggest in baseball history. No
Ever?
questions asked. Biggest ever. And it's going to be one big enough that you may never see it again. Cardinals are looking for pitching and they would give the Guardians the best return from their farm. I agree with that. That's something, I mean,
We do a lot of trades with the Cardinals.
yeah, it really is hard to determine what you're going to get because I see a lot of people say that. Like if you propose a baseball trade on like Twitter, you get angry baseball fans who come back and go, "What would you get for him?" And it's like, well, you either get a
Realistically,
shitload of
prospects,
prospects,
yeah.
maybe a couple utility players, day-to-day players, but like it's really hard to predict. It just depends on the team because there's some teams don't have a good farm system, so you have to get a today player. Other teams have great farm systems where you go, we'll trade him to this team because they're going to give us these prospects who we think are fucking great. So
And what are we
It
kidding?
really is
some,
hard to
some
predict.
prospects turn out extremely well.
and you could get a prospect or two that are guys that you've never heard of who are in the minors, but maybe they're ready to come up, but the team that they're with
Has
has a better player up in the pros. So you go, well, we'll take this guy from your minors and we're going to make him a day one starter as soon as he gets to Cleveland. They could do something like that. So keep your eyes peeled. I think, gun to my head, Shane Bieber is not a Cleveland Guardian by the next time we record.
Okay, August 2nd. That's when we're coming
Calling
back.
it. It just makes too much sense to get rid of him now. Don't hold on to him. Everything in his career is going down. Greg talked about it on the show. I've talked about it with Steve before. Velocity, break, like everything that you look for statistically, analytically for a pitcher, his shit is on the decline, and you don't get better
So
from that.
it's a prime trade spot now for him.
Yeah, get rid of him now, or else you're really going to not get a good return next year. So I think you have to. One thing I did want to talk about really quickly that we skipped over on that's my fault. About the NFL, if you could throw that NFL logo back up, Tim. I apologize for backtracking, but the New York Jets were officially named the representative for Hard Knocks.
Oh yeah.
How do we feel about that? Are we happy? We excited? 100%. They're doing it because Aaron
Well, I
Rodgers is
think
going
it
to put
was
asses in the seats.
I think it was expected, right?
Yeah, when the list came out of the eligible teams, I think the Jets made the most sense because the teams that are eligible aren't allowed to pick. They're not allowed to say no. So if the NFL says you're fucking doing it, you're doing it.
Well, the Browns were on that list, right? They were eligible, weren't they?
No, they were not one of these teams. I forgot how it works, but they narrowed it down to like 6 different teams to do it, and the Browns weren't on that final list.
Interesting. Okay.
I think we could have done it, but no, because we'd done it within like a certain time frame. I think you're allowed to say no.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, because
yeah,
last
the
time
Jets are doing
did
it.
was when Sanchez was there, I think. So last time they did
Yeah,
it.
they did it with Rex Ryan. Mark Sanchez was all fucking weird. And
I'm excited because
Rex Ryan admitted he had a foot fetish or something. I think he did that on that show.
we get to see. I don't think we've ever seen Aaron Rodgers on Hard Knocks before. They never did with the Packers. I don't think.
No, the Packers
So
were never on it.
I'm curious to see what happens. It's going to be interesting to see Wilson's reaction, because I'm sure they're probably going to film his reaction and him getting traded to the Jets. Rodgers getting traded to the Jets, and see that dynamic in the locker room. So yeah, I'm curious to see how it is.
I'll watch it. And the other good thing too is my buddies are the diehard Jets fans who actually shout out to
Are they
Brian.
excited?
Not really. They don't care. In this day and age, they know everything about your team. You have social media. You can already see like inside the locker room, like shit like that. So they're going to watch it. They're fired up to an extent. Shout out to Brian, my buddy. He was in town over the weekend from New York. I went to Cedar Point with him and shit. We did a lot of drinking. I talked to him actually this specific question. I said, "Are you excited for the Jets and Hard Knocks?" He's like, "Well, I'll watch it. Whatever. It's, he's like, some years there's shitty teams that I don't care and I don't really watch." He's like, "The Jets, I'll watch because it's the Jets, but he's not gonna learn anything new."
Right.
Like, who Aaron Rodgers is as a person, kind of. Maybe this gives him a better image because he is kind of known for being a dick. He does the ayahuasca shit. He's a weird dude. Maybe he's able to kind of fix his image. He did the whole like COVID shit where he lied about being vaccinated and like, whatever. He gets a bad image. A lot of people hate Aaron Rodgers. The drama with the requesting a trade, people hate him for.
Yeah.
So again, maybe this fixes his image. Maybe.
I'm curious to see who I think Amazon follows this year, because they've done it now 2 years in a row. They did the Cardinals and they did the Colts.
Yeah, and they do a really good job with that show. I'm curious to see who they do.
They follow. I haven't seen anywhere announced yet who they're following. But
no, I haven't either. And that's one where if the Browns end up getting that because they do it in the season,
yeah, I
would like to see that. Because again, with Hard Knocks, you're going to get, you don't know how much a player is going to be focused. Like Aaron Rodgers could tell them, like, I don't really want to be a focus on the show, and they're going to have to respect that. He's not going to give them anything for the camera. They're always going to follow some fucking undrafted guy that you've never heard of, a couple veterans who are kind of on the bubble. Like, they always do that. It's a bunch of guys you don't really know. So with Hard Knocks, I'm not that excited. I'll watch it so I can talk shit to my buddies. But I would expect it to be people you don't really know. They always do that. And a little bit of good players in the background. That's the other thing too with the Jets is the Jets have a decent roster on paper. They don't really have any great household names. Like if you ask a casual football fan to name you like 5 Jets players, most of them probably can't. Mm-hmm. Like you got Sauce Gardner, who might be kind of a featured guy, Garrett Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, and then that's about it. The rest of the roster is a bunch of guys that I know because my friends are Jets fans, but common football fans, there's a lot of who the fuck is this guy? Didn't even know he was on their team. So we'll see what happens. I'm kind of excited. I like Hard Knocks. I'll watch it regardless of the team, and go from there. Like last year was the Lions. I remember I came in talking shit about Dan Campbell, and I was like, this guy's a fucking hack. And he goes out and almost makes the playoffs. And they're a very heavy favorite from people in Vegas, at least, betting to be the representative of the NFC. They're like the second highest bet on team behind the Eagles.
Oh, really?
From what I read, yeah, they have the second highest bets placed on them, or something like that, I believe.
Fuck you,
probably also because they're such a long shot that people are like, fuck it, I'll throw money on the Lions because God forbid if they do it, that's good money. So it's a weird thing, but that's how Vegas works. It doesn't necessarily mean it's who people actually think are going to do it.
Anytime you have to put the money on a Jared Goff, I just don't see it happening.
No chance. No way. He fucking lucked out in making a Super Bowl with the Rams because of Sean McVay. Doing it with the Lions, not so fast. I don't see it. Congratulations to the Cleveland Cavaliers, or the Skeleton Crew, if you will. They are the Las Vegas Summer League champions.
Is this like winning preseason of football? Or does this actually mean something more?
This, to me, means something a little bit more because in preseason football, you're playing against a bunch of guys who most of them are going to be unemployed next week.
Yeah.
Whereas the Summer League team, most of these guys will be playing for the Cleveland Charge, the G League team. So it was actually coached by the G League head coach. I forgot his name off the top of my head. But he was the head coach of this Cavaliers summer team, not JB Bickerstaff. Yeah. All the players from the actual Cavaliers, for the most part, were there in Vegas supporting their teammates, Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, etc. I'm sure Evan Mobley was there supporting his brother, who ended up, Isaiah Mobley ended up winning the MVP for the Summer League.
That's awesome.
Imani Bates in the middle there actually didn't look terrible. But again, take it with a grain of salt. You played up against a bunch of guys who are going to be playing in the G League. Almost nobody they played against, for the most part, will be in the actual NBA this year.
You got some young talent on your team.
You do. And that's the one good thing is if God forbid, if there's a tournament in front of you, win it. They were talking about it on the radio today or yesterday with the Ken Carman show. And so they were saying, like, you could knock it, but at the same time, if the NBA is going to put on this tournament and they're going to crown a champion and give you a trophy and a ring, go get it.
So what do you think about the mid-season tournament next year?
Don't like it. I think it's kind of stupid. The NBA season is long as fuck. I don't really think there's
How
a
many, is
reason
it just
to.
a 1 week thing, or is that just?
I don't even know off the top of my head. I'd have to look up all the
But
details.
it's like it goes on when you don't even know what's going on, right? Because
Yeah.
it's like a tournament they just put in the middle,
Yeah.
and you play your regular season games,
Yep.
and then so are they trying to put more emphasis on the middle of the season games?
Yeah, I forgot exactly. They're doing it. If I'm not mistaken, I have to look it all up. I don't know all the details off the top of my head, but I believe they're doing it in some form or fashion of a way to get players to not be to not rest. They're trying to prevent like rest days and shit like that. They're trying to make games more meaningful.
Yeah,
And I don't know. I just think the NBA should shorten the season a little bit. That would be their number one thing to fix. However, it's hard to do that because you have guys going after records. And I do agree that it would be kind of shitty if you have a guy that's like, I want to average so many points or do whatever. You might need a certain amount of games to set an all-time scoring record, hit an all-time threes in a season record. And if you go from 82 games to 62 games, those 20 games are huge.
Yeah,
That's going to
yeah.
take away from what a guy can do.
and plus
It fucks
they,
with contracts.
They
'cause
also make a lot
contracts-
of money. I
that
mean,
too. But there are things in contracts of like, okay, if you hit, 100 threes, if you're a guy who doesn't hit a lot of threes and you take away those 20 games, that's going to hurt his odds of making that. You're going to have to renegotiate contracts. It's like a whole fucking thing that I doubt the NBA will ever do because all they care about is money. So they're not going to take
so the
games
entire
away.
middle season.
That's why they're adding games.
The entire season is in the middle part of the season is going to be built around this bracket. Then that's
I
pretty much
think
what's gonna
so,
be,
if I'm not
yeah.
mistaken. And they're basically trying to incorporate a way for guys not to rest.
Interesting.
The Cavs will have to get plenty of rest in one game for them this year when they travel to Paris to take on the Brooklyn Nets. I almost called them New Jersey.
It's come
But
out of nowhere with that, by the way.
It is official. The Cavaliers will be taking on the Brooklyn Nets in a game in Paris, France. Thoughts, Tim? Thoughts?
I looked it up.
Oui,
and
oui.
I was wondering why Paris, and I look it up, and I guess France is the most drafted country outside of the United States for
Yep.
NBA players.
Yeah,
Makes
that's right.
sense.
Yeah, the NBA will disqualify players in the postseason for postseason accolades if they don't play a certain amount of games, which they always should.
Yeah, makes sense. I don't know, what is this a new thing? Is Paris the first time we're doing Paris games?
They've done
I mean, not us,
overseas
but not-
games.
but NBA.
Yeah, no, like last year the NBA played a game. I think it was in France also because I remember I bet a lot of money on the Bulls and they won me money.
Are they just trying to expand into France? Are we trying to
Yeah.
do what the NFL does and try to get?
They want to go everywhere. The NBA knows how popular they are in other countries, so they just want to throw a game here or there, just like the NFL does, because it's going to sell out and it's going to market them. It's going to get players to be more well known worldwide. They're just trying to expand the brand a little bit. And yeah, I think it was in France, if I'm not mistaken. The Bulls played somebody in France last year. I forgot the team, but I remember betting on
France or Tokyo?
Was it
Or
Tokyo?
Hong Kong?
Maybe
Something
it
like
was. It was it was overseas somewhere. I forgot. But they did play a game where I remember I was at work and the game started at like fucking 3 p.m. So I got home from work and I was watching the game while they're playing overseas. So they went somewhere. Maybe they're going to do like once a year or a couple times a year. They go to different countries.
that. They're trying to go to different countries.
Yeah.
I feel like South Africa was on there some at one point.
I wouldn't doubt if eventually the NBA is like every team's going to have to play a game in another country.
Is this
Yeah.
our first foothold to try to get a team over in Europe?
No.
No, they would never. Same thing with the NFL. Like a lot of people ask, like eventually are they going to have a team in like England? No way. Because if I'm a young kid and I get drafted, I'm not trying to become a millionaire first round pick living in fucking England. I'm going to be like, nope, I'm refusing to play there. Trade me.
It's
I'm
too
not
many
moving that far
differences.
away. I'm not traveling for away games. Like it's just the logistics don't make sense.
Is there an NFL team in Canada?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So,
Closest thing is Buffalo.
Yeah. So I don't think NFL would do.
I'm surprised they
that.
haven't moved to Canada yet or Mexico yet.
They probably will. I mean, they have Buffalo play games in Canada and it does really well. They play games in Mexico City. So eventually that's when they could, because you're still in the same like time zone and everything. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, there's a Toronto baseball team, Toronto basketball team. So playing and living in Toronto is not that bad, or Canada, I should say. They used to be the Vancouver Grizzlies. So there are teams that have been in other countries technically. I just don't know if the NFL will do it.
I don't see NFL doing it. It's America. It's the America sport.
I think so too. They kind of want to keep it that way. That's why they're like, here, we'll give you a little treat. We'll play in Canada for a game, or we'll play in Mexico for a game,
Yeah.
but we're not staying here permanently.
Everybody like football's not in the Olympics.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
It's
Because America would fucking dominate that. It wouldn't even be close. I'd watch the shit out of it, but
I
God
don't know
damn.
rugby, dude. I
you-
don't know.
Could you imagine a bunch of like American football players going against a bunch of Chinese football players?
I would
Oof.
pay such good money to watch that. It would be like American Gladiators going up against like the fucking math squad.
The height difference is like this.
I would love it. I know Tim said he's got 2 things for
2 tips.
Just the tip. I've got 1. Kyle's got 1, and we've got some stuff we can talk about at the end of the episode. So let's get right into just the tip, just to make sure we have time for that because we're punctual.
We are punctual.
Tim's got this new job. We want to make sure Tim gets home and gets some rest. I got to go to bed. Kyle's got to go to bed. I got to go home and dream about golf. So we're going to go ahead and get into just the tip. But before we do that, Tim, if you happen to have that picture from earlier, I sent you. Friend of show, Steve Baylog there. He's got his fundraiser golf outing coming up. If you could throw that up there. So I'll open it up on my end to read it all for you guys that can't see it at home. But
I got you one. I got you one better.
Oh, you do? Yeah, he sent me that one. I didn't think the quality was the greatest on that.
Just put them all over. I'm just blow them up a little bit.
Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you. So yeah, he's got a fundraiser coming up in a few weeks. It's coming up. It's the Eric Kratke Memorial Scholarship. It is a 4-person scramble golf outing Saturday, August 19th, 2023 at Mallard Creek Golf Club in Columbia Station. Registration begins at 8 a.m. Shotgun start 9 a.m. Rain or shine. $100 a person, $400 a team. It includes 18 holes, a cart, domestic beer, practice range balls, lunch at the turn, a post-golf dinner, and dinner-only option is available for $40 if you don't golf, so you can talk to Steve and do that. Skins, $20, team, $50-50, $20 a team, 50-50 raffle, and many other prizes. Deadline to register is Saturday, July 22nd, so that is this Saturday. Get in touch with Steve. Again, $100 a player. You can email Steve at erickkratkegolf@gmail.com. There's a K at the end of Eric, and Kratke is also spelled with a K. So Eric Kratke with K's, golf@gmail.com, or Aaron Elliott at aaron.elliott.com. Literally Aaron, Aaron, as you would expect, Elliott at joann.com, joann.com. Give them a shout, join it. Do it. It's for a great cause. If you can't make it, at least donate. Steve is looking for people. I know Talking About Balls will be represented on the course. We are going to have a hole sponsored. We're going to sponsor a hole for Talking About Balls.
Yeah, we are.
I talked to Dave from Redline. Dave said he's going to sponsor a hole for Redline.
Nice.
So
good
if
cause.
you want,
it's a great cause.
it's $100 a hole. I think Steve said he had a few available. My wife's going to sponsor a hole for her hair salon. So if you guys want, if there's any available, I'll talk with Steve. Make sure you get in touch with him. Again, it's $100 a hole. You're going to have a sign up right on the hole all day. He'll send you pictures of it and all that jazz. Really good cause. So do it. It's a great thing. Steve lost a friend to cancer, so they decided to honor him by doing this fundraiser. And the fundraiser money goes to a kid going to college to help pay for their school. Great cause. So do it. Do it to it.
Do it to it. We would have been there, but of course we have.
Do
one.
it.
We have a wedding that day. I'm in the wedding, so it's not like one I can't
No,
go.
this is when's it? August what?
I think this is the day of the wedding. It's the
14th,
19th.
19th. Yeah, we have a wedding.
Yep.
19. Yeah.
So yeah, the week before this will be at the bachelor party weekend, the day of the show.
We will be golfing that week.
Or the day of the event, I should say. I will be in the wedding. So unfortunately, I can't make it. I would love to be there, especially now that I'm a golf god.
Oh, Jesus.
That would be ideal for me to be there. No problem, Steve. Again, registration ends this Saturday, the 22nd. But you still have a little bit of time if you want to sponsor a hole. So get in touch with me, get in touch with Steve. If you want to sponsor a hole, if you have a business, anything. I actually reached out to the groom of the wedding we're going to on that day, and that son of a bitch hasn't texted me back. And I said, hey, do you guys want to sponsor a hole? And this was about a week ago, and that fuck hasn't texted me. So it is what it is. We'll see what happens. But without further ado, we will get to just the tip. I think Timbuktu is ready for at least one of his tips for the day. He's got multiple tips.
Give us your tip. Tim.
He's got a stiff shaft and he's got a flex shaft that he's going to talk about.
Does it start out as a flex shaft?
Oh, perfect.
and move into it?
Steve is extending the registration to August 5th. So you guys will have another week. So
Awesome.
another 2 weeks, actually. So get on that.
Hey, well, in 2 weeks, actually in 1 week, will be a comedy show. As you guys probably know, I do for my tips all the time.
Hadn't heard.
But this one is the Talk Yo Shit, or Talk Yo Shh.
I like that.
Team Slay versus Team Silly. DJ, I'll just call him DJ. His name is DJ Brown Johnson, but I just say DJ.
This is the horniest show we've ever had, I think.
and Keith Silly. So Team Slay versus Team Silly. We have no idea who the teams are, but I will be a part of one of those teams along with Marco Torres, Trey Coles, Ratchet Pete, Marla Massey, Ebony Timberlake, Chevy, Terrell, Lamont 330. Like and it's a roast. So
Now, are they like drafting?
Yes.
Oh, dude, that's fucking cool. That's awesome.
A draft.
I love that.
Who team I will be on. I will just be there, and yeah, I'm coming different. The last couple roasts they did were good. They're hilarious. But
we won't have a show again before this event. So if you guys go, let's make sure Tim's the number one pick. So when you get there, you better be cheering.
I don't know, some hitters on this list, man. The Chevy Terrell.
I'm on DraftKings right now, Tim. You're the favorite to be the number one pick.
All right, there we go.
Minus 2,000.
Yeah, I set the odds, but still, you're the favorite to go number one.
I think it's gonna be a great show. It's $15 at the door, $10 before. This is, like I said, it's next Friday. It is at 8:00 at Lucy's Pub. They don't have a kitchen, I think, or something like that. I'm not sure.
Why is it every time we talk about Lucy's Pub,
yeah,
something goes away?
They are going through some shit right now.
They make tacos, to my knowledge. They make tacos.
Okay, they can still do that. Okay,
yeah, they do make tacos, to my knowledge.
You just might not be able to wash your hands afterwards.
Basically, that's
so
pretty
bring
much
a lot of napkins.
That's probably where it's at. I am about to start DJing there. So
I saw that they were looking for a Friday night DJ. That's going to be you?
Yeah, it's going to be me.
Hell yeah. Check that out. Tim will be up there singing fucking Fuck You by CeeLo.
Oh, I could do that too. Fuck you.
That's your go-to song every time I've seen you with a mic in your hand. So I just hope you sing that.
At Lucy's Pub, I have to sing that. Michelle makes me sing it every time.
Okay, that's probably why, because that's the only place I've ever seen you sing it at, and it's every time we've been there you have. So that's fitting.
I sang it at Kyle's.
Oh yeah, you did. That's right. That's a classic. You do it so well too.
I don't remember anything that you did at my house.
I think I remember.
Do you remember introducing me
up to that point?
Yeah.
He probably doesn't, Tim.
Nope.
Honestly,
It was so funny. He was like, "Hey guys, shut up. He's funny as fuck." He said it so many times. He's funny as fuck, guys.
Yeah, it was
funny as fuck.
Probably your best intro you've ever gotten.
I should be your not like 100% hype man every time you go somewhere. I'll bring you on stage.
Just telling everyone to shut up and just going, he's funny as fuck. Shut up.
As many times as he said, I'm funny as fuck, I hope I'm funny, guys. It's literally
everybody. Tim's like, fuck, I got big shoes to fill, dude. He's really hyping me up.
I mean, I guess it went well, but you don't remember, so maybe it didn't go well. I guess I got to do it again.
Hey, I didn't hear any complaints about you, so
true.
Hey, there we go. The guy that was supposed to be the only black guy in the movie was upset.
Yeah, he was like, another black guy. He couldn't believe it.
Oh, Robert?
Yeah. He's hilarious, man.
He was in disbelief. He's like, two black people. This can't be.
I do comedy too. Like,
look at this basement. There should not be two black people here. This doesn't make sense.
I was like, the fact that you think like that lets me know how black you really are.
Right.
You talking about like the Spider-Man point age?
He's like,
right.
Huh. It's like Highlander. There can only be one. They're getting ready to fight.
But come out, have a good time. It's definitely gonna be a good time. I like Lucy's because they at least have reasonable prices as far as the drinks goes. So come out, have a good time. I promise you will not be upset. And then since I can't have another tip the next week, even though this is the very next day, this is called Sink or Swim Showcase. It is a music showcase that I am hosting the very next day. It starts at 10 o'clock. The prices are $10 at the door. It's at the Double R Studio, which I have never been there. What up, Cinnabon? That's my Cinnabon right there. She was on the show yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Well, she wasn't on the show, but she was on the show. Like, you could hear her, but
right.
You couldn't see her. It's at the Double R Studios. 3627 Payne Avenue. I hope that's a 7 because I really can't read it.
It almost looks like the only host on Friday nights here at Redline made that flyer. That's all I'll say on that matter.
Dear Lord.
Yeah. So, but
I can make out $10 at the door.
$10 at the door. Scotty Way presents Sink or Swim. And since I'm the host, I am the lifeguard of the show. So if you are sinking, just grab onto me. I will be a flotation device.
And you can't read it, but it is in July, so just go there every day until the show.
It's the 29th.
Just kidding.
It's the very next day. That Saturday is the 29th. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing. You said next time I'm gonna show face. Bet we want to see your face, girl. We want to see your face. But that's all I got, man.
Beautiful.
that's
Check it out.
two
Support
tips, two
Tim.
shows, man.
Seriously,
out.
who the fuck designed that poster?
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's a rough one. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's
It's
we
like
got
clear lettering and like white outline, blue
white letters
background.
over white picture background. Like it's just like it's in July. You literally got to go there every day and just hope for the best.
I agreed to the show a while ago, and
No, it's all right. Hey, people, everyone starts somewhere. They got to learn. They'll get better. That's how I look at it. Always have faith.
for sure.
All right.
And that brings us to Kyle, who's
My
really going to bring the
tip-
room down and talk about Nazis.
Does it bring the room down though? Come on. Who doesn't get excited about Nazis?
He says the Holocaust was a scam. It didn't really happen.
Never happened.
Put a
Just
stink bomb.
kidding. So, anyways, been in a huge World War II kind of kick lately, all because whatchamacallit, Oppenheimer comes out this weekend. I'm
Very excited for that. I've heard
pretty
great
pumped.
things.
pretty pumped to go watch that.
Tim cannot wait to see Barbie.
If you want to watch something, that's going to sidetrack, but there's a thing on Peacock. It's a little backstory about Oppenheimer, the entire thing he went through, pre-bomb and post-bomb shit. So it gives like a nice history of Oppenheimer.
I think I would probably want to watch that after I saw the movie.
No, you want to watch it before.
You think?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so. Because it kind of gives you like the really what realistically is going through, and then you can
Okay.
compare it to the movie. But anyway, so World War II, Nazis, yes, big thing. So this book, there's a author, Brad and Meltzer. I don't know if you watched back in the day. He used to have this.
The name sounds very
He
familiar.
used to have a show on History Channel called Defunct or whatever, and he'd go through like history moments.
Maybe that's the name sounds really
Debunked.
familiar.
Yeah, he'd go through history moments and talk about if it was true or not, what happened. But he has a shit ton of books out there. So I pick up a book every once in a while of his and read it. And this is the Nazi conspiracy. So obviously it's backed by World War II. On the cover, you can tell that's Stalin, that's FDR, and that's Churchill in the far right there. This one focuses around a plot from the Nazis that they intercepted, wiretaps or whatever you want to say, that the three of them were going to have a meeting in Iran during World War II to come together to talk about the D-Day invasion. And they were going to attempt to murder them or kidnap them, whatever they wanted to do. But it really tells a deep backstory of how everyone kind of came up through the Nazi rank, how some of the issues FDR was having with Churchill, how Stalin kept on pushing this off and pushing this off and pushing it off and never wanted to really meet. It really talks in deep details of their relationships between the three of them, the Nazi conspiracy, some of the spies, how we knew some of the stuff that they were doing, that we knew that they knew that we were doing certain things. Some of the cloak and dagger, we would do something that was fake over here to kind of draw their direction away from what was actually happening. If you like history like I do, this is a book worth reading. I really got into it. So it made me jump right into a different book. Now I'm reading a book called Killing the SS, which talks about post-World War II and how there's Nazi hunters going after SS members who are going into hiding after World War II.
It's like Inglourious Bastards.
Basically, how they found them, how they brought them to justice and shit like that. So I recommend it if you like reading. It's not a quick read. It's like 800 pages.
That'll happen.
But it's a great book though. And he has an entire series of different books out there, some fiction, some nonfiction like this. So I've only read the nonfiction books. I like the history lessons a little bit.
Sure.
But yeah, it's worth it. Pick it up if you want to. Give it a read.
Check it out. Mine is, of course, a horror movie. Went to the theaters, so I had to go see it. And it was one of my favorite franchises. So I saw Insidious: The Red Door. I saw that not on opening night, but that weekend. Really enjoyed it. It brings back the original characters from the first and second movie. It brings back that family. Patrick Wilson, Rose Byrne. They actually brought, I think it's 10 years after, the kids from the original movie are grown up, and they put them back in the movie. So they didn't even replace the kids. It was really cool. Basically, without spoiling anything, if you've seen the first two movies, they start this one off with explaining how the two people that went into the fucking like the place with the ghosts, I forgot the Further it's called in the movie. The people that went into the Further, they got their memories erased, so they don't remember that happening. And then the kid goes to school, and they both he goes to college, and they both, the dad and the kid, start having like visions that are like bringing them back, and they're like, "What the fuck is happening? Why am I having this like vision?" And everything kind of unravels of what happened while they were in the Further, and they kind of get reintroduced to the Further, and they need to figure it out and get it to stop, because bad shit happens when you're involved in the Further. And this is no different. This goes right back into the same exact spot they were in before, with dealing with the same issues and demons and stuff like that. And really well done. If you watch the original 2 and you like those, and you'll like this one. It went right along with the story. I loved it. I really was a big fan.
Story.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I thought it was a really cool premise, the way they were able to bring back the families and explain everything. There were no like major plot holes. I think they did a really good job. So check it out.
Good jump scares.
Big time. Tara kept jumping to the point where I look at her and I was like, "Are you fucking done? Like, stop!" Like her whole body would like jump out of her chair. But they had really good jump scares. If you like the original, you'll like this one. It was really good. So check it out. Insidious: The Red Door. That's going to do it for us for this week. We are back in 2 weeks to talk to you all. I like this not really planning shit. Like I talk about what we had.
Yeah, it's nice, ain't it?
But when we start the show off with just bullshitting about our weeks and like what we did, it's
talking
fun.
about
I like
TV
it.
shows,
I like it a
talking
lot.
about stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
we had. I thought it was
Hopefully in 2 weeks we
In
can.
July?
Yes, in 2 weeks it'll be August, and we are going to do a full rundown on The Blackening. So I want everybody at home, everybody to watch that fucking movie. We're going to talk about it.
I'm going to try to find it.
Yeah, I'll send you a link. I'll tell you where I found it. We'll talk about it. But until then, thank you, Steve. Appreciate everybody for watching, and especially using YouTube. Until next time, on behalf of Talking About Balls, from now on, I want you to put an equal amount of blueberries in each muffin. Thank you, everybody. We'll talk to you in 2 weeks.